Braves. Good evening, everyone, from Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta. Welcome to Phillies baseball. Tonight, the final game of the series, the Phils and the Atlanta Braves. Greg Maddux for Atlanta and Ben Rivera for the Phillies. Harry Callis with Rich Ashburn and Chris Wheeler on a pleasant night here. No rain in Atlanta tonight anyhow. And Larry Anderson wheels came in last night, struck out 2 batters. His career ERA against Atlanta is 1.55. That's amazing.
It is amazing, Harry. You know, when you figure how many good hitters this Atlanta club has had over the years and in this ballpark, he has pitched really, really well. The Phillies got him to be the setup man for Mitch Williams, and that's what he's done. And a little while ago, I had a little chat with him down on the field, and one of the many things we talked about was how is he being used? You know, he's used you quite a bit this year, has Jim Fregosi, and you say you like to work. How do you feel at this point in August?
I always said that when I was about 10 years younger. It's a little different now. I enjoy working, getting out there as much as I can. I think depending on the number of pitches I throw, it's not so much the innings, but the number of pitches. If I can keep my pitch total down, I think I can pitch, you know, a number of days in a row. If I start getting up with a high pitch total, then it takes its toll.
You know, you make no bones of the matter that you need guys to chase pitches out of the strike zone when you pitch. Are you at the point right now where you think you can get hitters to chase the slider away?
I think they're being a little more, after about 5 or 6 years of seeing nothing but sliders, I think they're starting to get a little more selective. So I have to be sure, actually, now that I come in with strikes to start with. I think I'm seeing, or I've noticed, right-handers are taking a lot more pitches off of me early in the count. And so it's important for me to get ahead, which I haven't been doing real well lately. I mean, things have worked out, but it's important for me to get ahead, and then I can get them to chase.
Andy, you have real good lifetime numbers against the Atlanta Braves. You've been in 2 games in this series. Last night you came in. We're going to talk about the 2 guys you got out last night. First, Jeff Blauser.
Basically threw him sliders. What I talked to Bubba about throwing sliders inside to right-handers because they're always looking away. So we did that last night. We did it the night before a little bit more on accident, but it worked out because the hitters were looking so much away. Then I got ahead inside and then struck him out on a slider away.
Same thing with Gann. I mean, are you going to work him with sliders most of the time?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm going to throw my slider. It's my out pitch. I'm going to use it 90% of the time. So it's not. I'm not really giving away any secrets here. They pretty much know what I'm throwing. But I think I can use the inside of the plate to right-handers a little more to my advantage, where they can't really lean out and look away all the time.
Larry Anderson, 40 years young, and a joy to have on this ball club, and he has done a fine job. Whitey, on the surface, this would look like not a good pitching matchup. You've got Greg Maddux, last year's Cy Young Award winner. He's won a dozen ball games this year, a good ERA. You've got Ben Rivera with an ERA over 5. And yet Ben, who came from the Braves, has pitched pretty well against his ex-mates.
Yeah, he's 2-0 against this ball club. He's pitched better against this team than anybody in the league. Now, his ERA is under 2 against him. He says that his coming from the Braves organization doesn't have anything to do with it, but I kind of wonder about that. I think he's trying to prove something to him, and I think he's struggling these last 3 starts. So the Phillies could really use a good one out of him tonight.
They need a good outing from Ben Rivera against last year's Cy Young Award winning Greg Maddux, the pitching matchup tonight at Fulton County Stadium. There was a lot of action in the major leagues this afternoon. Let's go back to Neil Hartman for a rundown of all the scores in the major leagues today. Neil?
Harry, thank you very much. We'll send it back to the fellas for Game 3, the 3rd and final game of this series between the Phillies and the Braves. Good evening, everyone. Yes, a very busy day in the major leagues this afternoon. In fact, the busiest weekday afternoon for the Bigs this year. We'll start in the American League, and of course, the American League East race is a mighty tight one. George Steinbrenner, Yankee Stadium, they packed him for this series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Watch this ball. Who's going to get Don Mattingly's fly ball to right? Is it going to be Joe Carter? Is it going to be the Yankee fan? It's the Yankee fan who gets the home run for Don Mattingly. It was 1-1 in the third at that point. Then into the sixth, Tony Fernandez up with bases loaded, pulls one down the line past Mattingly, and that scores 3 players. And the Blue Jays then took the lead 4-3. First and third, we're in the 8th inning now. Paul O'Neill will ground to John Olerud, who starts the sure double play. But watch Olerud's foot. He will not be on the bag, and the Yankees end up winning this game by a final of 5-4. The Yankees now 1 back of the Toronto Blue Jays in the American League East race. Jimmy Key picks up the win. He gets the complete win. He is now 13-4. Meanwhile, the Red Sox and the Twins at the Metrodome this afternoon. The Bo Sox, Jeff Greenwell, displays some hard nose breaking up the double play. That's a facial right there for Jeff Reveille. Reveille, meanwhile, gets strikes out by Frank Viola. Viola, just his 3rd win in 17 starts since May 3rd. His first at the Metrodome since 1989. Red Sox win 2-1 over the Twins. Both Sox 1 game behind the first place Toronto Blue Jays. Other scores in the American League this afternoon. Cleveland over Detroit 8-4. Seattle 3, Oakland 2. California has just beaten Kansas City 5-4. And a ball game just underway at Camden Yards between Milwaukee and Baltimore. Chicago and Texas is an 8:35 start. In the National League, there were a bunch of games in the NL as well. We'll start off with Cincinnati and Colorado, where Cincinnati wins it big 11-4 over the Rockies. LA 5 and Houston 2. Pittsburgh over Chicago 5-2. The New York Mets in 13 innings beat the Montreal Expos by a final of 12-9. And that one, rookie Jeremy Burnett's 7 RBIs, 4 hits, hit a grand slam. Big day for the rookie for the New York Mets. San Francisco over San Diego 5-3, a final there. Will Clark 2 home runs. Billy Swift picks up his 16th win. The lead remains at 8 for the Giants over the Braves. Florida takes on St. Louis. That'll be an 8:35 start. For the Phillies tonight, it'll be a good pitching matchup. Ben Rivera, 9-6, of course, the former Brave, taking on Greg Maddux, who is red hot, having won 12 and lost 8. We'll take a look at the pair of right-handers. We'll return with the pregame show in just a moment.
The Phillies and the Atlanta Braves is being brought to you by Budweiser. Fresh, pure, natural, proud to be your bud. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. By the Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company. And by Independence Blue Cross. Personal choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
Your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your bud.
When my doctor said to start exercising, I knew I wasn't 25 anymore. That's when I called Bill, my nationwide insurance agent.
Jim had some questions, so we did a nationwide care review. We talked about his financial plan, life insurance, disability coverage, even retirement.
And we covered everything.
It turns out Jim was okay just the way he was.
Insurance-wise, right?
Oh, right.
The care review from Nationwide, because things change.
Nationwide is on your side.
Do you want your car done right?
If you want your car done right, it has to be done by the right people.
We take care of our customers. We do the job right.
Quality all the way.
Experience counts.
The customer comes first.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
We're only as good as our people. That's why Jiffy Lube is America's favorite oil change.
We got experience. That's Jiffy Lube.
Phillies have been playing some great baseball lately, and of course, Pete Incaviglia, one of the reasons why. Yankee not in the starting lineup tonight, but batting .471 since Saturday, and of course, the 5 home runs a big factor there. Dave Hollins as well, doing his job in the last 4 games, batting .438, 7 for 16, 1 home run, 4 runs scored. And the Phillies are 3-1 during that stretch, while Hollins and Inky have been on tear. The NL Players of the Month, Fred McGriff, no surprise there. You'll be seeing him tonight for the Atlanta Braves. Billy Swift, as I mentioned earlier, picked up his 16th win of the season for the San Francisco Giants today. Phillies at 68-40, the second best record in baseball. The third best record in baseball, the Atlanta Braves. We've got a good matchup for you tonight. We go back to Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium, and Harry Callis.
All right, thanks, Neil. And we have a very pleasant night here at Fulton County Stadium. For the first time, these two teams got to take a little batting practice tonight. Because of the rains, there was no BP on the field before either of the games on Tuesday or on Wednesday. Another good crowd on hand. The Braves need a win to keep pace with San Francisco. As Neil mentioned, the Giants won today over San Diego. Bill Swift notching his 16th win. Jim Fragosi's lineup tonight will have Lenny Dykstra, center fielder, leading off. Mickey Morandini in the lineup at second base, bats second. John Kruk, the first baseman, hitting third. Dave Hollins, third base, bats fourth. Darren Dalton catching, hitting fifth. Jim Eisenreich, the right fielder, bats sixth. Milt Thompson, left fielder, hitting seventh. Kevin Stocker, the shortstop, bats eighth. And Ben Rivera pitching, hitting ninth, facing Greg Maddux.
12-8. 2.83 ERA, almost 7 strikeouts per 9 innings, and a little under 2 walks per ball game. That's one of the reasons he's in the top 6 in ERA in the league.
Terry Pendleton at third base, Jeff Blauser at shortstop, Mark Lemke at second, and Fred McGriff at first. Doing the catching is Damon Berryhill. In the outfield for Atlanta will be Ron Gant, Deion Sanders, and David Justice from left to right. The umpires tonight, Randy Marsh calls the balls and strikes. Wally Bell at first base, Larry Vanover at second, and crew chief Harry Wendelstedt will umpire at third. Maddux, 12 wins, 8 losses. 2 of his wins coming against the Phils. Starts Dykstra with a fastball, a little bit high. Lenny hitting at .305, leads the league in runs scored with 98. 5th in the league in on-base percentage, and tied for second in the league in doubles. High pop-up. Behind second base goes Jeff Blauser, and the shortstop squeezes it for out number 1. That'll bring up Mickey Morandini.
And he's swinging on the first, not the first pitch, not even the first strike. That pitch was a little high. Once in a while you'll see Lenny go after a first ball, but not a bad ball.
Morandini batting .230. He has good career numbers against Maddux. .378 his lifetime average. Against Greg Maddux, fouls it back. Maddux beat Kurt Schilling at Veterans Stadium 8-1. And beat David West here at Fulton County Stadium in the Phillies' first trip in 5-3. Lifetime, he's 15-6 against the Phils. More wins against the Phillies than any other club except the New York Mets. He's also beaten the Mets 15 times. Now balls and 2 strikes to Morandini. Sent along our best for a speedy recovery to George Snedden in Temple University, son-in-law of Phillies' fine advance scout Hank King. Morandini's called out on strikes. Maddux is 4th in the league in strikeouts. That's his 130th.
Flirted with the inside corner. I think Mickey thought it was inside, but I believe it caught the plate.
We'll bring on John Kruk. For some reason, and I've yet to ascertain why, the Atlanta fans are booing John Kruk. Never heard Krucker booed in any visiting ballpark. And I don't believe he was booed here the first trip in either. But in these 3 games, they have been booing the Krucker. Which will not bother him, I'm sure. 1 ball and no strikes to Kruk, hitting a .349, 3rd highest average in the league.
Yeah, almost everybody likes John Kruk, no matter what city we're in.
2 balls and no strikes. Kruk 2nd in the league in walks, 86, 3rd in the league in runs scored.
Peg Capozzoli, a birthday from Philadelphia, and she's here tonight with Nancy McCormick from National Park, New Jersey.
Foul Held out of play. Birthday wishes to Jim Snyder in Allentown from his stepson David Hartenstein and from all of us. Wilbur Snap is at the ballpark celebrating his 73rd birthday. Wilbur, the stadium organist at Jack Russell Stadium in Clearwater.
Ed and Ethel Ritter in Abington, 60th wedding anniversary of the grandparents of our dear and good friend Cindy Stover. OGL.
High fly ball tight to the line and left. Gann at the warning track has room, makes the catch, and the Phillies are down an order in the first. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. At the end of one half, Phillies nothing. Braves coming to bat.
Go to the shopping center 9 out of 10 people use.
The genuine Belle of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
Good afternoon, Freedom Mortgage.
Freedom Mortgage understands that the best mortgage is no mortgage.
Freedom Mortgage.
Freedom Mortgage wants to provide you with freedom from your mortgage.
Freedom Mortgage. Freedom Mortgage.
If the interest rate on your mortgage is over 8%, you should refinance now. We could save you hundreds of dollars every month. When you call Freedom Mortgage, you're going to get fast, personal, expert service so that we can provide you with a mortgage that works for you instead of you working for your mortgage.
Wash, dry, save. It's Sears' greatest laundry event ever. We've got loads of savings on washers and dryers, like this large capacity 2-cycle Kenmore washer for $248, matching dryer $198, but only through Saturday at Sears Brand Central.
Bobby Cox's Atlanta Braves lineup tonight. Deion Sanders, center fielder, leads off. Jeff Blauser, shortstop, at second. Ron Gann, left field, hitting third. Fred McGriff, first base, batting fourth. David Justice, the right fielder, hits fifth. Terry Pendleton, third baseman, batting sixth. Damon Berryhill, catching, hitting seventh. Mark Lemke, the second baseman, will bat eighth, and batting ninth and pitching Greg Maddux. They are facing Ben Rivera.
Ben, 9 wins, 6 losses, which isn't bad. His ERA is high, though. It's over 5. His strikeouts aren't bad, almost 7 per ball game, and his walks are too high. 5 per ball game. And the funny thing about his walks, Harry, is that he bunches them, and that hurts him.
Defensively behind Ben, it'll be Dave Hollins at third base, shortstop Kevin Stocker, Mickey Morandini at second, and John Kruk at first. Aaron Dalton doing the catching. In the outfield and left field, Milt Thompson, Lenny Dykstra in center, and Jim Eisenreich in right. There's Bobby Cox and Leo Mazzoni, his pitching coach. Jim Fregosi and dugout coach John Vukovic. Deion Sanders leads it off. Prime time hitting at .273. Rivera came from the Atlanta Braves for Donnie Elliott in May of '92. That's well struck to deep right center field over the head of Eisenreich. Sanders heading for third base, and he's there with a leadoff triple. Boy, he can really run. He led the league in triples last year with 14 of them, playing less than 100 games. Once that ball's in the gap, it's almost an automatic 3 bases for him. His 5th triple of the year.
He had a curveball on the first pitch. Now you wouldn't think that a hitter would go up there looking for a curveball on the first pitch. It wasn't a great curveball because it dropped in right over the heart of the plate, but yeah, he can get there in a hurry.
So Sanders at third base, nobody out for Jeff Blauser. Blauser hitting at .298. Another breaking ball misses. 1 ball and no strikes to Blauser. Along our best for a speedy recovery to Lou Colombo. Great Phillies fan and great dad to Lena, who works in the Phillies executive dining room. 1-1 to Blauser.
Nice letter from Barbara Bowman in Chester Springs. It's her father's birthday, but she didn't give his name. Lives in Lafayette Hill. Happy birthday.
To the father of Barbara Bowman. That ball gets through Dalton. Here comes Saunders. And the Braves lead it 1-0. Guess they scored at a wild pitch, although it's a ball that Dalton normally would block.
It was down there by the dirt, but yeah, he should have had a little more leather on it. He did get a little bit, but not enough. Not a good start here for Ben Rivera, the leadoff triple and a wild pitch.
Two balls and a strike to Blauser. Right there for a strike, 2-2. 32nd anniversary wishes to Herman and Ray Dickerson from Dover, Delaware. Out of play. 2-2. Deion Sanders, with his speed, scoring the first run of the game. A triple, comes home on a wild pitch.
A good control pitcher would have probably gotten that strike or that last pitch, but umpires know that Ben has a little problem with control. Ball in our booth here.
Went right into the radio side where Wheels was bailing badly. Blauser walks. So Rivera off to a shaky start here. The batter will be Ron Gant. '11th anniversary wishes to Michael and Linda Giddings in Philadelphia. Gant's hitting .269. He's second in the league in total bases with 213, well behind the league leader Barry Bonds. 1 ball and no strikes. Rivera from San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. A city that puts out a lot of shortstops, but Ben was probably too tall to play short.
Too big.
Two and nothing. Jeff Blauser first base, nobody out, a run in. Gant's fourth in the league in runs scored, tied for 7th in the league in runs batted in. 7th in the league in slugging percentage. 2 balls and 1 strike. Margaret Peg McGee of Trinity House in Berwyn, Pennsylvania, celebrating her 83rd birthday. Peg, a great Phillies fan. Fairly close play at first base.
It's a good move by Ben. Did it very quickly.
And he did. Good footwork.
Oh,
that was real close.
Bowser was a guy they had picked off here in the first game, but it wasn't called.
Now Ben has fallen behind Gant. 3 balls and a strike. Fred McGriff due up next. Him. So Rivera having first inning problems here. 2 men on base, nobody out. Jim Fregosi will come out. Phillies pitching coach Johnny Padres back at home in Glens Falls, New York, to be examined by his cardiologist. Padres had some complications with high blood pressure, so Johnny is back at home in Glens Falls, and hope Podman is feeling better real soon. He will rejoin the club on Tuesday at home at Veterans Stadium. So Fregosi will make the trips to the mound. Here's Fred McGriff hitting at .295. Player of the month for the month of July. 25 homers, 59 RBIs. To the opposite field, tight to the line, one hopping off the fence. Blauser scores. Gant holds at third. A double for McGriff to the opposite field, and the Braves lead at 2-0. Still nobody out.
Griff took a pitch out away from him to left field. Gotta record an out or two up here somewhere.
David Justice, the batter, hitting at .270. Second in the league in homers with 26. 1 ball and no strikes. Bouncing it up there, 2-0. He's walked 2 and falling behind hitters. That'll cost the pitcher. Fregosi, for the most part, has seen his starting pitching go deep into ball games. Last year, when the Phillies finished last, he had to make pitching changes early in games. It really cost the Phils. With the Phils now having somewhat of a starting rotation problem in that Tommy Green is on the disabled list. Danny Jackson will miss his next start, not DL'd, but will miss his next start because of a rib cage injury. Jose De Leon will be pitching tomorrow night at Florida against Pat Rapp. He swings that one right to Stocker for out number 1. Humpback line drive to Kevin Stocker. That's 1 down. And it will bring up Terry Pendleton.
Justice had a 2-0 pitch, a 2-0 fastball, but he got jammed on it. I think Ben has a decent fastball. He's not throwing too many fastballs.
Two of the greatest Phillies fans of all time are here for this series. Nancy and Jerry Nadley, along their best to Nancy's cousin Bobby and Amy and Eric at Ocean City, New Jersey. They're the couple that followed the Phils one entire season on every single road trip. 2 balls and no strikes. Pendleton not having a real good year for him, hitting at .257. Last year led all major league hitters batting average with runners in scoring position. This year he has struggled a bit, and Ben Rivera's fallen behind him 3-0. Damon Berryhill due up next.
He might get a green light, Pendleton. I think Bobby Cox would like to see Pendleton swing here. The infield is back.
He did, and he fouled it back. 3 balls and 1 strike to Pendleton. Let's pause for station identification on the Phillies television network.
You're watching Phillies baseball on WPHL TV, Philadelphia.
3-1 to Pendleton. Ron Gant is at third base. Fred McGriff at second. 1 out and 2 runs in here in the first inning. He pops it into shallow right field. Morandini makes the grab. Gant tags but holds as Morandini quickly gets it to the plate. And that's out number 2. A big out for Ben Rivera. The batter will be Damon Berryhill.
Ben has a chance to get out of this inning. It looked like it could have been a disaster. Now he has to get Berryhill.
Berryhill hitting at .243, batting better right-handed than left. Hitting .295 right-handed, .227 left-handed. Ball and no strikes. Curveball bouncing it up there. 2 balls and no strikes.
Been behind every hitter except the leadoff hitter who hit the first pitch for a triple.
Tough way to pitch. Ben's thrown 26 pitches, 15 of them out of the strike zone. Places a foul down the third base side. Skips into the stands.
A 2-0 curve. He does have a base open, so I guess he can take that liberty if he wants. Trouble is, he's been wild, and the guy coming up next has just really hurt the Phillies, Mark Lemke.
Lemke hitting .393 this year against the Phillies. Missing a little bit wide. It's 3-1. The third walk surrendered by Rivera, and they have him loaded for Lemke. Lemke hitting at .273. But a lot better hitter right hand than left. .354 right-handed, .241 left. Lifetime he has just 1 career hit off Ben Rivera in 8 at-bats. But he has hurt the Phils, as Rich mentioned. .393 his average against the Phillies this year. base hit center field. Gant scores. McGriff scores. Going to third, Berryhill. And the Braves now lead it 4-0 here in the first. Lemke has just worn the Phillies out this year.
Now, last night, you know, Olsen beat him with that 3-run homer, but it was Lemke who kept him in the ball game with 3 singles earlier in the game. Fastball and drilled it through the middle. That's where he got 3 hits last night back through the middle.
Lemke against the Phillies has knocked in 7 runs this year. For the season, he has 38, 7 of them against the Phils, and brings out the pitcher Greg Maddux as the Braves have batted around here in the first. He pops a foul back up and out of play. No balls and 1 strike to Maddux, who's hitting a 153, lifetime a 180 hitter. He's had 2 career home runs, 1 off Kyle Abbott, 1 off Jose Melendez of San Diego. 0-2. Maddux already has more runs to work with than the Braves average for him in all of his starts. They average 3.8 runs per start for him. And he has 4. He takes a called strike. But Atlanta bats around, scoring 4 runs. 3 hits along with 3 walks and 2 men left. After 1, it's 4-0 Braves.
From 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to right here in Pennsylvania, people are searching for new choices in health care.
The costs are strangling me.
Which inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new personal choice.
It seems like you always have to give something up.
A health plan that gives people the benefits of an HMO.
No one has the right to tell me what doctor I can see.
Without asking them to give up their freedom. Personal choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
AT&T.
AT&T, without a doubt. If price were no object, which long-distance company would business people choose?
AT&T.
AT&T. For a few pennies a call, AT&T. Wouldn't you? Come on. People said they'd choose AT&T 7-1 over anyone if price were no object. And now it may not be. Introducing Maximum Advantage. Now you can automatically get AT&T's lowest price guaranteed in writing when your business spends over $200 a month with AT&T. AT&T, period. Maximum Advantage from AT&T, the best in the business.
The 93s are going, and soon will be gone at Dearden Buick in Langhorne. Dearden Buick has a huge inventory of 93 Buicks, specially priced to move quickly. Get your new Buick at Dearden, where you can beat the high overhead prices of the mega dealers. There's more to Langhorne than Riedman and McCafferty. There's Dearden Buick. Shop and compare. If you price a Buick, you'll buy a Buick at Dearden Buick. Visit their 50-car climate-controlled showroom on Route 1 in Langhorne.
After 1 inning of play, it's the Braves 4 and the Phils nothing. Upcoming Phillies telecasts include tomorrow night's game against the Marlins at 7:30 and Saturday night's game at 7 right here on PHL 17. Dave Hollins leads it off for the Phillies. Hollins hitting at .278.
Frank McGuire, 75 years old today in Havertown, and Jack Stein in Easton is 60 today.
Brown.
Now the Braves, I think he called himself the Braves King. Like a wacko to me, but they seem to like him here.
Is he their mascot?
No, he's not their mascot. Braves used to have a mascot here, the Chief Nakahoma.
Yep.
But he's been out of here quite a while.
Nothing in 2 to Hollins, who lifetime has not been a good hitter against Maddux. A career average of 120 against Greg Maddux.
Happy 43rd wedding anniversary, Pete and Connie Spurio.
2-0 Braves. We're in the second. 2 strikes to Dave Hollins.
Phillies have a lot of time, 8 innings, to get some runs. Maddox pretty stingy with runs.
Just missing, a ball and 2 strikes.
But they have knocked out Steve Avery. They knocked out Tommy Glavine last night.
Got him with a changeup, foul tip, struck him out. Second strikeout for Maddox. 1 down here in the second.
It's that little circle change he throws. Hollins way out in front on the swing.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Phillies and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Phillies. One strike to Dalton, who's hitting at .255. Well hit down the right field line. It is a foul ball into the corner and out of play. One of Dalton's 18 home runs coming against Maddox. Maddox led all major leaguers in fewest home runs last year in his Cy Young Award-winning year. While pitching for the Cubs, he only gave up 7 home runs all year. That's amazing with your home park, Wrigley.
You see Justice over there. A little bit foul. It was close to home run distance.
Maddox this year has already given up 5 more homers than he did last year. He's given up 12 home runs this year. Ground ball fisted to Lemke. Throws Dalton out. That's 2 down. And it will bring up Jim Eisenreich. John Sherholz in his booth, which was gutted by that fire here at Fulton County Stadium. They are redoing it. Breaking ball for a strike on the inside corner. Bouncing ball off the tip of the glove of Fred McGriff, and Eisenreich is a 2-out base runner.
Probably a base hit.
No, the first hit of a game, I think McGriff probably should have made that play.
Well, he did get the end of his mitt on it.
If they're going to give Crime Dog an error. And the batter will be Milt Thompson, hitting at .251. Milt's been a good lifetime hitter against Maddox. .415 his career numbers against Greg Maddox. Ball gets through Berryhill. That'll probably be a pass ball. It was low, but a ball that should have been caught.
A little low inside. Yeah, the catcher should handle this pitch easily.
It is a pass ball on Berryhill. 1 ball and no strikes to Milt Thompson. Through the middle, the air and the pass ball going to cost the Braves a run as Milt Thompson singles home Jim Eisenreich. And it's now a 4-1 ball game.
Just by Maddox's glove. He's a Gold Glove fielding pitcher, and he almost got it up there for that.
Phillies now have gone 125 games without being shut out. That's an all-time club record. And the longest in baseball since the 86-87 Cardinals went 145 games without being shut out. Batter will be Kevin Stocker. He's been hot, a 9-game hitting streak, hitting .533 in the last 9. Thompson got a pretty good jump. Barry Hill couldn't find the handle. A stolen base for Milt Thompson, his 8th.
They'll run on Barry Hill. It's a great jump. I think Barry Hill would have been able to throw him out. Fired out of there, but lost control of the ball.
1 ball and no strikes to Stocker, who beats a foul back behind the plate. It's 1-1. Phillies lead the league in runs scored, 588. San Francisco is second. Phillies have scored 100 more runs this year than the Braves. Ground ball, it's in the hole. It's a hit to left. Here comes Thompson, and the Phillies have 2 of them back. Kevin Stocker is hit safely now in 10 consecutive games, and it's a 4-2 game.
A couple of pretty cheap runs after that error, but the Phillies need them, and they'll certainly take them. Long way to go in this game.
Banner will beat Ben Rivera, who's hitting a 133.
Stocker hit a pretty good pitch there, a breaking ball, and he went into that hole between short and third.
One strike to Rivera. Looks like he's of the hitting school of swing hard just in case it hits your bat.
I believe Maddox has given him 2 straight changeups, both of them balls. I wouldn't think he'd want to throw a pitcher a changeup.
Messing with a breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Struck him out, the 3rd strikeout for Maddox. Phil's put 2 on the board, unearned, but on the board. 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. Go to the bottom of the second, 4-2 Atlanta.
Take a ride with Wavelength to Universal Studios Hollywood.
Wow! Big wow!
And meet Saved by the Bell's Mario Lopez and Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Did she play with you when we first met her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
And
I gotta see the big boys. Big!
How about Madonna, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone?
your own personal tour of the stars' homes.
Yo, Madonna! What's up with them stripes?
Wavelength. Just watch it. Tomorrow at 5:30 on PHL 17.
A dash of romance. An exotic dance. Air-conditioned pants. Bermuda. A short trip to the perfect holiday.
Take your Bermuda break today. 4 days from $4.99. For special savings, call your local Rosenbluth Vacation Center.
The Phillies look to cook a Canadian goose when they play Montreal Tuesday, August 10th and Wednesday, August 11th at 7:35. And Thursday, August 12th at 12:35 at a business person special. Then Bonilla, Doc, and the Mets make a house call Friday, August 13th, 7:35. Saturday, August 14th, 7:05. And Sunday, August 15th at 1:35 when kids 14 and under get a free Phillies road jersey. Call 463-1000.
Need a new muffler? Remember, now more than ever at Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot. I guarantee you.
You're watching Philadelphia's movie station, PHL 17.
Thursday, August 12th, the Montreal Expos will be at Veterans Stadium for Business Person Special number 4. Marquise Grissom, Delino DeShields, Larry Walker, and that whole gang are in. The day compliments of Mellon PSFS. Our 4th BP special coming up on Thursday, August 12th, 12:35. For tickets, call 463-1000 or stop by the Center City ticket office at Mellon PSFS at Broad and Chestnut Streets. And Dudo Dowd will take care of your ticket needs. Deion Sanders leads it off here in the second. He led off the first with a triple. Time called as Dalton has to get a different catcher's glove, it looks like.
Probably broke a string in there, a thong. It's a trainer's job to fix those. Jeff Cooper, very good at it.
Jeff Cooper and Mark Anderson, Phillies trainers, do an outstanding job. There's prime time. He tripled his first time up. Just missing with a fastball. Jammed him, and he taps the ball to Morandini. Throws out Sanders. That's one down, and that'll bring on Jeff Blauser. Blauser walked and scored a run his first time up. Braves lead at 4-2. We are in the bottom of the second. Chase the high pitch. One strike to Blauser. He's among the league leaders in runs scored, tied for 5th in the league in runs, 5th in the league in walks.
Ooh.
John Sherholz, general manager of these Braves.
From the Kansas City organization.
Foul out of play, 2-2. Balls and 2 strikes to Jeff Blauser. High fly ball into left center. Milt Thompson there. Blauser's retired. That's 2 outs, and that'll bring up Ron Gant. He walked and scored a run his first time up. There for a called strike, 0-1 to Gant. One ball and 1 strike. Phillies move from here to Joe Robbie Stadium in Florida. Take on those Florida Marlins. Jose De Leon will pitch tomorrow night against Pat Rapp. Curveball just missed. 2-1. Tyler Green will pitch Saturday night against Jack Armstrong and Terry Mulholland and Charlie Huff on Sunday night. 3 balls and a strike. Fouls it back. It's a full count.
That's a pitch that Gant hits usually. High fastball up in the strike zone. That's his long ball pitch.
He's hit 25 home runs, knocked in 69. Chased a high fastball and lost it in the air to left, where Milt Thompson waits and puts it away to retire the side. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. At the end of 2, the Braves lead the Phillies 4-2.
Gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car. What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. Son of a Gun and One-Step Tire Care. Now available at Pep Boys.
Good afternoon, Freedom Mortgage.
Freedom Mortgage understands that the best mortgage is no mortgage.
Freedom Mortgage.
Freedom Mortgage wants to provide you with freedom from your mortgage.
Freedom Mortgage. Freedom Mortgage.
If the interest rate on your mortgage is over 8%, you should refinance now. We could save you hundreds of dollars every month. When you call Freedom Mortgage, you're going to get fast, personal, expert service so that we can provide you with a mortgage that works for you instead of you working for your mortgage.
It's a really good-looking Phillies road jersey, free for kids 14 and under, compliments of Gatorade, when the Phillies play the Mets Sunday, August 15th at 1:35. Get a free new jersey when the Phillies play New York. Call 463-1000.
Lenny Dykstra leads off for the Phils. Our trivia question tonight brought to you by Roy Rogers. If Fred McGriff wins the National League's home run title this year, he'll become only the second man in Major League history to win the crown while playing for 2 different teams in a season. Can you name the only player who holds that distinction? Winning the home run title while playing for 2 teams. Fouled out of play, nothing in 2. Dykstra has been tough on, or rather Maddox has been tough on Dykstra in his career. Lenny hitting just .228 lifetime against Greg Maddox.
And he broke Lenny's hand first game of what, last season?
Yep. One ball and 2 strikes.
You'd think that Lenny would hit him a little better because Maddox is usually around the plate. He has a lot of different pitches, but Lenny's usually one of those hitters that kind of waits on the ball.
Ground ball to Fred McGriff. He'll make the play himself. Dykstra is retired. That's one down, and that'll bring on Mickey Morandini. Coming up on Sunday, August 15th, we have a brand new giveaway, Adam, for all youngsters 14 and under. A gray shirt that looks just like the Phillies road jersey, including the logo in the Phillies red. Compliments of Gatorade, a must for all youngsters. That's Sunday, August 15th, when the Phillies take on the New York Mets. For tickets, just call 463-1000. Morandini fouls it back and out of play. Mickey struck out his first time up. Maddox is a workhorse. He leads the league in innings pitched. Takes his turn every 5th day. All the time. Ground ball, Lemke. Morandini is retired. 2 outs. It'll bring up John Kruk. Kruk flied out to left field his first time up. Rays lead at 4-2. We're playing in the 3rd inning. Missing just a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes to John Kruk. Missed the off-speed pitch. 1-1. One ball and 1 strike to Kruk with 2 outs and no base runners. Beats the ball foul back behind the plate. Maddox in front of Kruk, 1-2.
Thrown Kruk 3 slow pitches in a row.
Really shipped him to pull in the infield, do the Braves. Pendleton way off the line at 3rd base. He tops that one straight up in the air. Maddox fields, throws him out. Phillies go down in the 3rd. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. It's 4-2 Atlanta.
We asked several experts on wetness to help us introduce Dorney Park's newest ride. It's the tallest, fastest, wettest waterfall plunge ride in the world. And while it's a thrill ride for the whole family, we're afraid you must be at least 46 inches tall to ride it. After all, there's wet. And then there's wet.
Discount coupons available at participating Wendy's restaurants.
Rock. Rock Supreme. Bike. Bike Supreme. Vacation. Vacation Supreme. World. World Supreme. Taco. Taco Supreme.
The Taco Bell Supremes.
Nachos. Nacho Supreme.
Something special. The works.
Burrito. Burrito Supreme.
Everything we've got, starting at just 89 cents.
Bell. Bell Supreme.
Only your Quality Plus Ford dealer has the #1 selling car in America, the Ford Taurus. For a limited time, drive the Taurus for just $249 a month for 24 months. Loaded with value, $249 per month is a great payment on Taurus. Hurry, it's only available at your #1 selling Quality Plus Ford dealer.
5 of the top 10 sellers, all American built quality. See your Ford dealer today. Get behind the wheel and turn the key.
Tonight's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by Budweiser. Fresh, pure, natural, proud to be your Bud. And by Pizza Hut. Call Pizza Hut Delivery now and have your pizza by the 6th inning. Fred McGriff leads it off. Here's some of the Phillies' haircuts. Crime Dog has doubled and knocked in a run. 4-2. Rays lead. Pops a foul out of play on a changeup. Our trivia question tonight brought to you by Roy Rogers. If Crime Dog wins the National League home run title, he'll become only the 2nd player in Major League history to win the crown while playing for 2 teams in a season. Can you name the only player who holds that distinction? American leaguer. Quite a few years ago.
Probably that Tony Calavito.
Good guess. Incorrect, however. Ground ball to John Kruk. Kruk makes the play himself. Rocky Calavito.
Oh, yeah, Rocky. How about Reggie?
No. One of the teams this guy played for was the Philadelphia A's.
Gus Zernial.
You got it.
You're kidding.
Gus Zernial played for the A's and the White Sox and led the American League in homers in 51 with 33 of them.
Big Gus, big right-hand batter, strong.
Zeke Zernial.
Zeke Benura.
Two and nothing to Justice. Rounds a foul down the first base side.
Brent Kaufman here from Denver, PA. He's down at the Airborne School in Fort Benning, Georgia.
The Moyer family from Lancaster, Pennsylvania here, cheering for the Phils. Three and one to Dave Justice. Kim. Fourth walk given up by Rivera. And it will bring on Terry Pendleton, who popped up his first time up. Two Braves lead. We're playing in the bottom of the third. It's that Karen's birthday tonight, isn't it?
Karen Hall, our daughter Karen. Great lady.
Yes, she is. I'm sure that Sam's taking good care of his mom on her birthday.
Sam and Haley. Haley's the only granddaughter out of the whole bunch of 7.
Time called by Dalton, who wants a word with Ben Rivera. Braves lead here 4-2. We're in the bottom of the third. Justice at first with one out. 0-1 to Terry Pendleton. One ball and one strike. Very high. 2-1. Pendleton fouls it down the third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Braves got all 4 in the first inning.
Then walked 3 in the first. 2 of those walks scored.
Playing a little hit and run. Justice going on the pitch. Foul back by Pendleton. Still 2-2.
Bobby Cox has played more hit and run this year, at least he says he has, than ever in his managing career, because they weren't scoring many runs first half of the season. Tried to manufacture some.
And they do it again, and it's fouled back again by Pendleton. Cox flashing signs to his third base coach, Jimmy Williams,
who flashes him back to the hitters, and I mean he flashes them in a hurry. Most of those signs can't mean anything because I don't think most people could read them that fast.
Probably won't do it again and risk a pitch out. Justice does not run all that well. They don't, and it's tapped down the third base side, and Hollins just gets Pendleton. Justice moves up to second base, and with 2 outs, it'll bring up Damon Berrio. Berrio walked his first time up. Braves will have 3 more games at Veterans Stadium against the Phillies. Season series is all even up at 4 apiece. And there have been some really good games played between the Phillies and Atlanta. 1 strike to Berrio. With a curveball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Beats the curveball foul. 1-2. Curveball, and he fouls this one off. Stays a 1 ball and 2 strikes to Damon Berrio. Center field. Dykstra there makes the catch. That'll retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Chris Wheeler joins Rich Ashburn in the 4th. At the end of 3, it's 4-2 Atlanta.
We thought we'd been everywhere, seen everything. We were wrong.
We're back to the bone. We're back to the bone.
These guys were weird, and we liked it. Later, they took us to the tower above. Brother, tomorrow we ride again.
There are lots of ways to have fun at a baseball game besides the game. Now, the games. The Phillies give Colorado a Rocky Mountain Low Monday, August 23rd and Tuesday the 24th at 7:35. And Wednesday the 25th at 12:35 in a business person special. Then Cincinnati turns red Friday, August 27th at 7:35, Saturday the 28th at 7:05, and Sunday the 29th at 1:35 when kids get a baseball jacket free. Call 463-1000.
There was an old lady who lived in a shoe. A fresh little crib, you know, and brand spanking new. And that shoe let her do things that no man could do. She jukes and she cuts and stops dead in her tracks. She plants and she spins, leaving chumps on their backs. And who gets the credit? Some mother named Goose. Check you out, yo. Converse, of course. And that new React juice.
Phillies back at Veterans Stadium against the Expos, a 3-game series. Tuesday, Wednesday night, 7:35 starts. Thursday, business person special at 12:35. And then the Mets for the weekend. That Sunday 1:35 game against the Mets is Road Jersey Day. Last visit for these ball clubs to Veterans Stadium. Here's Dave Hollins. Fouls one back for a strike. Call 463-1000. for tickets to our next homestand, Expos and Mets. Hollins struck out his first time up. Hollins, Dalton, and Eisenreich face Greg Maddux. The Phillies trail 4-2. Just missed with a slider. 1-1 the count to Hollins. Dave is hitting at .277. Phillies have scored runs in the first 2 games. Base hit. Hollins reached out on some kind of an off-speed pitch and drilled it into right field.
Maddux looked like he's trying to throw Dave Hollins a lot of breaking balls tonight, like curveballs, off-speed pitches. And he hung that one out over the plate, and Hollins hit it to right field for the base hit.
Dalton, the batter, grounded out his first time up.
Oh, that was a changeup. He'd been throwing him a lot of breaking balls his first time up. That time a straight change out over the plate.
Menke. Oh, it pulled him off the bag. I believe Hollins gets back after rounding the bag. And everybody's safe. That'll be an error on Menke or Lemke.
Lemke's so good, too, that you didn't expect that from him. He plays very well against the Phillies. He makes a nice play, and now he throws wide, pulls Blauser way off. Hollins doesn't see what happens and almost gets caught off second base. Just got back in time. Second error of the ball game for the Atlanta Braves.
First one cost him 2 runs, actually. Both Phillies runs unearned. First and second, nobody out for Jim Eisenreich, who reached base on an error in the second inning. Jimmy's hitting at .330. He'll try to move the runners. Chop foul to Larry Boa. Strike one on Eisenreich.
Get well wishes tonight to Jane Lamont at the University of Pennsylvania Hospital.
Hollins at second, Dalton at first, nobody out. 1-1 the count to Eisenreich.
Maddux still throwing a lot of ground balls the way he did in Chicago, but he has more trouble in this ballpark because his turf is so fast. In Chicago, he'd throw those ground balls, and the turf had just had high grass that'd slow him up, and he'd get a lot of ground ball double plays there.
Fouled off. Eisenreich has not had a swing yet to pull the ball. He is Hit them both off to the left side. 1-2 the count.
Maddox wasn't sure of the count then. Scoreboard's wrong. It's 1-2, isn't it?
1-2.
Yeah.
Popped him up. Shallow center. Eisenreich won't like that at bat because the runners are still at first and second. Now with one out for Milt Thompson, who singled in a run and scored a run. Milt hitting .254. Milt singled right through the box his first time up. Knocked in Eisenreich. Look out. Almost took a button off Milt's shirt.
It's a good pitch, though, that Maddox makes to Thompson, because Thompson dives into the ball. Looks for the ball away a lot of times. So Maddox just wanted to push him away a little bit.
Check swing foul. Worked him inside again.
Happy 32nd wedding anniversary tonight to Tom and Mary McLaughlin from Lansdale, Pennsylvania. They are the parents of Jay McLaughlin. He's in computer analysis and baseball administration for the Phillies, and he is a computer whiz. I mean, that Jay knows everything. Nice young man.
Fair foul. That's going to stay fair. Look at that thing roll. That hit the chalk line and rolled back into fair territory.
They must have piled that chalk up pretty high tonight.
Yeah, I know. That chalk must be an inch high.
Really? That's why they try to teach baseball players, even when you're kids, that if you get a chance and one's rolling down the line like that and it goes foul at all, knock it away. This one never went foul. It just went down the line. It hit that chalk line and then just kicked back into fair territory.
Infield single. That loads the bases with one out for Kevin Stocker, who has singled in a run tonight. Hollins, Dalton, Thompson, the base runners. Infield back, double play depth. Stocker's hitting .422.
It's amazing.
A little bit high, ball one to Stocker.
A nice job of hitting last time up when Maddox went away from him. He just poked it in the hole to left, base hit, knocked in a run. 10-game hitting streak for him, and hitting .548 in that 10-game hitting streak. This is what they did not expect from him. They expected him to play the good defense he's been playing.
Chased that changeup, blowing away. 1-1 to count to Stocker. Maddox lives off borderline pitches and hitters chasing bad pitches.
He also loves the pitch inside because he's a tough competitor.
Fouled off. 1-2 the count to Stocker. Braves lead it 4-2 here in the top of the fourth. Phillies have them loaded, one down, a ball and 2 strikes on Stocker. Hit slowly, should not be a double play. It gets by. 1 run scores. Here comes another one.
Oh, they'll get 2 out of it because the ball went in the dugout and came back out.
That is correct. And this game all of a sudden is tied up at 4-4.
That's a second double play ball, potential double play ball that Blauser threw away. Both times, though, Whitey, as you just said, not necessarily a double play ball. This is a ball with a pitcher coming up next that he should have just stuck in his pocket. Thompson made a good run at him and made him throw the ball wide. He made a hard slide. But with a pitcher coming up, that's a second out. You don't take a chance there, and Blauser made a big mistake.
Stalker will get a run batted in, and the other run will score on Blauser's error. It's a third Braves error. Stalker's at second, 2 down. Ben Rivera takes a strike. He struck out his first time up. So the Braves, who scored 4 runs in the first to take a 4-0 lead, it's now 4-4. Lemke. And that'll retire the side, but the Phillies score a couple on 2 hits and an error and 1 left on base. Braves hitting in the home fourth. We're tied 4-4.
Old England has a mystery in store for the Bundys.
Miss Bundy, I felt I should warn you about a dastardly plot against your family.
Are they about to become history?
Pay your price.
Bud meets his distant relatives.
Run while you still can. Want to buy some shoes?
Want to put yours back on?
I think I could stay here forever.
On the next Married with Children.
Tomorrow at 6:30 on PHL 17.
You ever eat bear?
No.
You're gonna like it. Tastes just like chicken.
What's that?
Look, if you want the taste of chicken, come to Roy Rogers, where 5 pieces of Roy's incredible fried chicken are just $3.99.
So, what do you think? Great. Tastes just like chicken.
Roy Rogers.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
Good evening, I'm Neil Hartman with a sports break. In the American League, it's Texas and Chicago. No score in the first, 1-1 between Milwaukee and Baltimore in the 5th. 5 finals from this afternoon. Chili Davis, 4 RBIs. California over Kansas City. Seattle beat Oakland 3-2. Cleveland over Detroit 8-4. Boston 2, Minnesota 1. New York over Toronto 5-4. The Red Sox and the Yankees are 1 game behind the Toronto Blue Jays for first in the American League East. And Florida has a 2-0 lead over the St. Louis Cardinals. They're going to the bottom of the first. To Richie and Wheels back in Atlanta.
Braves hitting here in the 4th. Lemke, Maddox, and Sanders to face Ben Rivera. We have a brand new ball game. We're tied at 4-4.
Mr. and Mrs. Vincent Pisano of Broomall here tonight. Their son Leonard living in the area and visiting down here. And Bill Lyons from the Inquirer gave that to us. They're good friends of Bill. Bill has been on the trip with the Phils.
This little guy, Mark Lemke, has 4 hits in a row now in this series. All singles.
This guy is a good player, and not many people get, you don't hear a whole lot out of him, and he's been great in postseason play also. He's a very underrated player.
Singled in a couple of runs his first time up. Ball 1 the count to Lemke. Hitting at 275. Rivera hits the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Good play, Holland. Woo. He waited for that ball to come to him. Lemke tries to bunt his way on and is thrown out. Second good play that Hollins has made tonight.
Hollins has a really strong arm. He waited for the ball to hop up to him and got in really good throwing position, squared his body, and when he does that, he gets a lot on the throw and it's accurate.
Here's Maddox, who struck out his first time up. Curveball over for a strike. Lemke squares around like a sacrifice when he bunts for a base hit. He's not going to fool many people that way, but strike 2 now on Maddox. You have to think that Ben has settled down since the first inning. He gave up all 4 runs. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Rivera, both on Greg Maddox. Official 1993 Phillies gift and souvenir catalog, courtesy of Kellogg's, is now available. Features all your favorite Phillies items, including jackets, jerseys, T-shirts, caps, and much, much more. You can get the catalog free by calling the Phillies at 463-1000 and ask for a Phillies souvenir and gift catalog. Sanders is 1 for 2 with a triple and a run scored. Ball 1 to Deion Sanders. He's hitting .275. Fouled back, out of play. Otis Nixon is kind of the forgotten man here in Atlanta.
He's in a platoon right now with Deion.
He hits against left-handers. Right at Morandini, big hop. Sanders is out, and so are the Braves as they go down in order. After 4 full innings, we're tied 4-4.
I'll hire him to mow the lawn and paint the garage. No, the garage. I'm dreaming big. With Super 7, I'll buy a car. No, cars. Meet exotic people. Not him. Her. I'll be in the money. Moolah. Saturday. Super 7. If I can dream it, I can win it.
It was for immigrants and their children and their dreams. It was for families, for new beginnings. And today, there's still just one reason why we always do our best. It's for you. Mellon PSFS.
There we were, a jillion miles outside of the hood. The bus got a flat, got no jack. Homie's gonna cut his grass. What's up? 4 and a half. He 4 and a half. Here down. $6. Sold. The man's round sales, but he's got no beat. Pardon me.
That was there. Huh?
Yo, MC Cowseller. Fresh.
2 different games tonight. Braves bat around in the first, scoring a wild pitch, an RBI double by McGriff, 2-run single by Lemke. Phillies have 4 unearned runs in the game. Hits by Thompson and Stocker in the second, and then the bases loaded fielder's choice error on Jeff Blauser allowed 2 more to score. Whitey tied 4-4.
Dykstra lines one, fair foul, fair ball into the corner. He'll get at least 2. And Lenny with a leadoff double. His first hit of the ball game. And the Phillies would like now to try to get some earned runs.
32nd double of the year for Lenny Dykstra. Maddox starts him with a changeup, and you see him, he just got out front a little bit, but the ball hung enough that he was able to almost one-hand it towards the corner.
Mickey Morandini, the batter, has struck out, grounded out. 0 for 2. Hitting at .229.
Lenny coming into play tonight, 2 doubles behind Dante Bichette for the league leader.
Bunts it. Only 1 play. That'll go for a sacrifice. And Dykstra's on third, 1 down for John Kruk.
See what the Braves do with their infield. Kruk has hit a fly ball to left and a weak ground ball his last time up.
They're bringing it in.
Yep.
This seems to me like a bad move, bringing it in the 5th inning.
Well, I think the Phillies are happy that they would bring the infield in this spot with a guy like Kruk, who hits a lot of hard ground balls, and it gives him a little more room. They're really bunching this infield in too. I mean, Pendleton is way off the line and McGriff is way off. Look at that. It's one thing to have the infield in. It's one thing to bunch it the way they are.
Kruk's hitting .347.
He doesn't have a whole lot of holes.
Now Maddox wants to talk to Berryhill. He is throwing Kruk almost all slop. Change-ups, slow hooks. And he's thrown Kruk all those slow pitches.
The Phillies have been scoring a lot of runs lately, as you see by that graphic. 7.5 runs in their last 8 games. Now, tonight all their runs are unearned, but they've done a little bit of timely hitting so far.
Missed with the off-speed pitch outside. Slider over for a strike. It's a good pitch to hit. Kruk would have picked it up. 1-1 the count. Dykstra at third, 1 out. 4-4 tie.
Lenny's only scored 1 run in this series with all the offense that the Phillies have had. Well, they're trying to get him home. He's been on a run scoring barrage lately. He's really scored a lot of runs.
That won't score him.
Well, they played it up and got away with it. As we mentioned, there wasn't much room for Kruk to hit it through the way that they were bunching him. The only way he was going to hit it through really was really hard or down either line, and he hits a weak ground ball right at McGriff.
A good pitch to hit, too.
Phillies were not going on contact in that situation with Hollins coming up.
Hollins 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Infield goes back at normal depth. Kruk won't like that at bat. Another change-up. Strike 1 on Hollins. Dave hitting .279.
As you said, Kruk not happy with that at bat.
A little bit high. 4-4 ball game, top of the 5th. Dykstra on third, 2 outs. Inside. Dalton waits on deck. If Hollins can keep the inning going.
Maddox just took a look over there, too. As you see the shot of Dalton on deck. He got the 2-1 on Hollins. He took a look over at the on-deck circle. And that probably makes him want to challenge Hollins. Change-up.
Chased a bad pitch. The count is 2-2.
Maddox's changeup is really good to left-handed hitters because it goes down and away.
I used to think that if a pitcher threw a hit or a changeup, he was giving up.
I don't know. That's a big pitch in baseball nowadays.
It sure is. Full count to Hollins.
That's the one. The fastball. He starts at the left-handed hitter and tries to run back over the plate, and he hasn't had a real good one so far tonight.
He'll get an off-speed pitch here. chased a bad pitch, but fouled it. Well, that was close.
Really close. Dykes are trying to score his 99th run of the year.
Hollins hit that ball almost off the ground. It was a 3-2 slider.
There it was, and you see how close that was to going over a corner of the bag. Wally Bell, the umpire, right on it. Pick up what Berryhill wants Maddox to throw here. Finally went to change up before he agreed.
Base hit. Dykstra scores. Phillies go ahead 5-4. Nice at bat by Dave Hollins.
And Maddox can't say anything about that except that he threw what he wanted to throw, because Berryhill went breaking ball, fastball away, fastball in, then change up. He threw the change up and Hollins hit it.
Maddox really doing a little cussing out there. Who's he mad at?
He's mad at himself because he just threw a bleep change up. As he just told his catcher.
Well, he's picked up a lot of outs on that pitch,
but he hung it, and that's what he's upset about, because he thinks he can get Hollins out, obviously, on that pitch, and he hung it, and Dave hit it hard. Second time Hollins has gotten a base hit on a changeup.
Hollins' 63rd RBI. Dalton up there, officially 0 for 2.
He certainly couldn't be mad at Berryhill because he shook him off 3 times to get to it.
Dutch hitting .254. Outside with a changeup.
Never seen him throw so many changeups, and I think the reason, Whitey, is because he doesn't have that fastball to left-handed hitters that he starts at him and runs over the plate so effectively. He has not been able to throw that for strikes tonight, so he's throwing a lot of changeups away from the left-handed hitters.
Hollins dives back safely.
See, when Maddox is throwing that other pitch, he opens up the whole plate for himself against left-handed batters. But tonight he's not able to do it as effectively as normal, so he's having a little trouble.
Phils have taken the lead 5-4. Hollins on first, 2 outs. We're in the top of the 5th.
He wants another one.
One and one the count. That pitch was down.
That's where Darren Dalton likes it, but he fooled him. He didn't think he was going to throw him back-to-back changeups.
Missed high. Ball 2 and a strike on Dutch. Dalton. Phillies 5 runs, 6 hits. Braves 4 runs, 3 hits, and the Braves have made 3 costly errors. Fouled off his foot. Chased a low inside pitch.
This run the Phillies have scored here in the 5th inning to go ahead, their first earned run of the ball game.
Looks like Maddox gives hitters a lot of tempting pitches because they chase a lot of those pitches out of the strike zone.
And this guy's got good stuff, and he's right around the strike zone with everything. You know, he's not a guy that normally walks a lot of hitters. I mean, if you're a hitter, you have to think he's going to throw your strikes, and he's got good stuff on him.
Good fastball there, struck him out, and that'll retire the side. The Phillies get a run on 2 hits, leave 1 on. Braves hitting in the 5th. Phils lead 5-4.
Gun Protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car.
What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. Son of a Gun and one-step tire care. Now available at Pep Boys.
To celebrate the introduction of KFC's new Colonel's Rotisserie Gold Chicken, PHL 17 and KFC want to send you to Jamaica. When you stop by and try the Colonel's new Rotisserie Gold Chicken, deep marinated and slow roasted to perfection, fill out an entry blank for a chance to bask in a warm glow of your own. One grand prize winner will enjoy a trip for two to sunny Jamaica, and two second prize winners will enjoy a Phillies game from the luxurious Superbox. Let KFC and PHL 17 take you to Jamaica and enjoy the Colonel's Rotisserie Gold Chicken.
Bert sells balloons. Bob sells balloons. Bert sells wacky gifts. Bob sells wacky gifts. Bert delivers. Bob delivers. So if Bob's got everything Bert's got, why is Bert busy and Bob not? Now, do you suppose Bert's got a big color ad in the book 9 out of 10 people use? The genuine New Jersey Belle Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company.
Tonight's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by Pennsylvania Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. AT&T, because you're not the same as anybody else. There's the I Plan. And by your local Quality Plus Ford dealer, where you'll find 5 of the top 10 best-selling vehicles in America. Bottom of the 5th for Atlanta. Blauser, Gant, McGriff, first 3 batters to face Rivera.
Another sellout crowd here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium tonight as the Braves continue to draw, averaging 37,000 and at 2.5 million already. 47,000.
Blauser has walked, scored a run, and flied out. Missed with a curveball. Ball 1 to Blauser. The inside corner. Blauser hitting at 298. Right at Stocker. He'll strike the Kruk. 1 down here in the 5th.
What Stocker has done so well for the Phillies since coming up here is make a lot of hitters take right turns after they hit ground balls to him. Look, he's very sure-handed. That ball stays right on the ground. His hands are down. His rear end's down the way it should be. And he makes a good, accurate throw.
Ron Gant, the batter, has walked, scored a run, flied out. 0 for 1. Hitting 269. Right through there. Strike 1 on Gant.
Ben Rivera looked like he was going to have trouble getting out of the first inning. Of course, they didn't have anybody out because of the pitching situation this weekend. They needed Rivera to get him some innings.
Strike 2 with a curveball.
Fregosi told us before the game that Tommy Green threw today. He's fine. He'll be able to start next week. And Danny Jackson will throw on the side tomorrow, and they'll determine whether or not he'll miss another start. He'll definitely miss tomorrow night's start. There is Tommy Green, who is very happy about the way he pitched this afternoon.
Stocker again. Got him. Throw a little low, but Kruk right there to handle it. 2 up, 2 down.
He'd probably be a little bit better, Stocker, if he backhanded that ball, but he got caught in between. That's an easier play to go to your right backhand, plant and throw. But he had to take a little bit back on his heels, and that's why I think he threw that ball low.
Fred McGriff has doubled, knocked in a run, scored a run, and grounded out. He's 1 for 2. Rivera getting ahead of some hitters here for a change. Wheels.
Pitch a little better, Whitey, when he throws strike 1 all the time the way he is.
Curveball. Strike 2.
He couldn't throw his breaking ball for a strike at all in the first inning, and now he has a good one.
And after a high pitch, Dykstra will get this one camped under. And the Braves go down in order. After 5 full innings, Phillies lead the Braves 5-4.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
Now, reports of the legendary two-footed object have been growing.
Anything? Nothing. Must be big. Even Chet's seen it. We're getting something.
Coming over the hill, Sarge.
Hit the light, boy. Bigfoot.
Bigfoot Pizza, the legendary value from Pizza Hut, with 2 square feet and a tasty new crust you can't get anywhere else, all for $10.99.
Okay, folks, let's break it up.
Bigfoot Pizza, the biggest pizza you can get delivered.
#1 in America.
Only your Quality Plus Ford dealer has the #1 selling car in America, the Ford Taurus. For a limited time, drive the Taurus for just $249 a month for 24 months. Loaded with value, $249 per month is a great payment on Taurus. Hurry, it's only available at your #1 selling Quality Plus Ford dealer.
5 of the top 10 sellers, all American build quality. See your Ford dealer today. Get behind the wheel and turn the key.
After 5, both starters still around. Greg Maddux has not walked anybody. He struck out 4. He's given up 5 runs, just 1 of them earned on 6 hits. Ben Rivera, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, 3 hits, and 4 runs. All of that coming in the first inning. He's retired 8 straight and 13 out of his last 14, Whitey, as he has really settled down after a rocky first.
Hard to believe it's the same pitcher that where the Braves batted around in the first inning. Strike 1 on Eisenreich. Reached base on an error and flied out to center. A ball and a strike on Eisenreich. Eisenreich hitting .329. Eisenreich, Thompson, Stocker, the first 3 batters to face Greg Maddux. Change-up, fooled.
Obviously, Maddux feels his changeup is his best pitch tonight. Don't ever remember him throwing this many changeups before.
Good pitch if you're going to chase it down in the dirt. Right back through the middle. Eisenreich a single.
Got hurt on a fastball then. Although he did make a pretty good pitch, Eisenreich kind of got jammed on that and hit it back through the middle. See Greg Maddux after the changeup tries to come inside with a fastball, doesn't get it inside enough. He's a very good fielding pitcher normally, and that fooled him a little bit, and he wasn't able to get it. Although he has 5 errors this year, and in the past 3 seasons he committed a total of 5 errors.
Milt Thompson 2 for 2, knocked in a run, scored a run. Eisenreich back easily.
Can run on him too if you pick the right pitch or get him delivering to the plate, because he is not real fast to home plate.
Ball 1 to Thompson. You wonder why Berryhill would set up outside. That's where Milt likes the ball. They've been pitching Milt inside.
Most teams do pitch him inside, and Maddux has pitched him inside tonight too. Milt is on the plate and he dives into the ball.
There it is, that little inside breaking ball that gets Milt Thompson. Eisenreich on down to second. I would think that Milt sometime would go up there looking for that pitch. Just back up a little bit and try to pull it.
Well, that's been his hitting style since, you know, the day he came in the league, that he goes into pitches and teams that are effective on him. Maddux cuts that ball and runs it in on his hands. you know, the book on Milt is to pitch him inside or to throw him breaking balls, slow breaking balls.
Stocker, the batter, 1 for 2 with a single. He's knocked in a couple of runs. Hitting .415. Nobody back there to cover for Maddox. Phillies lead 5-4. We're in the top of the 6th now. No big deal, but it's a pretty big deal when you're trailing 4-0 in the first. Strike 1 on Stocker.
Maddox knows he just made a bad pitch to Stocker. You can tell the way he slapped at the ball when Berryhill threw it back to him. He's not real sharp tonight, but he's so competitive that he'll hang in there.
Eisenreich almost took off for third.
Yeah, they're going to tell Maddox to take a look at him now because he was thinking about going then.
Ball and a strike on Stocker. Looked like Eisenreich had such a good start and a good lead that he couldn't believe it, so he stopped.
Well, Maddox faked there one time, so that might have been in the back of his mind that he might try it again.
2-1 the count on Stocker. And Rivera, the on-deck batter.
All the years we've seen Greg Maddox pitch, as you look at Rivera there, I think this is the worst fastball I've ever seen him have for location, velocity, everything. But really, you know, his defense has let him down more than anything tonight.
And he's allowed 1 earned run no matter how he's throwing. 3-1 on Stocker.
It's not that he's an overpowering pitcher as you look at Mazzoni there, but he has a very good fastball with great movement on it, and he doesn't have that tonight.
Chased a bad pitch. Chased ball 4, but it's a full count now. Stocker has been very aggressive. He's never been up there looking for a base on balls.
Yet he has pretty good eye for a young player. He will get some walks out of that 8-hole. A lot of indecision tonight for Greg Maddox too, which is unusual.
Chased ball 5. A little too aggressive in that at bat. That's the 5th strikeout for Maddox.
He throws him a real good hard slider here that he chases. I think Stocker kept thinking he was going to get a fastball and he never got it.
Rivera, the batter, struck out, grounded out, 0 for 2. Rivera's hitting at $125. Strike on Rivera.
Best wishes of former Phillies hostess Pam Shergott in the Philadelphia area. Her parents here at the ball game tonight. Met them outside before the game. Wanted to send their best to Whitey.
Me?
Just, well, everybody loves you.
Strike 2 on Rivera.
They wanted to know if you would be coming out, and I said probably not at this point. You know, it was a little after, it was after 7 o'clock. I said you were in there preparing for the game, so I said I'd tell them you said hi.
Well, that's nice of those people.
Been way off the plate. I mean, he really gives up a lot of way. And look where Berryhill is.
Looking right down the pipe. That'll retire the side. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left on. Atlanta batting in the 6th. Phillies lead 5-4.
Upon completing the rear axle C diagram set using a 9-inch gripping wrench, tighten the C diagram set to secure the frame extenders to the housing mount. Congratulations, you built a tricycle. While the simplest things can be made complex, the challenge is making the complex simple.
That's what we do at Bell Atlantic Mobile, with straight answers, clear explanations, and with no assembly required. Bell Atlantic Mobile. Advanced technology and people who make it mean something.
The Phillies look to cook a Canadian goose when they play Montreal Tuesday, August 10th and Wednesday, August 11th at 7:35. And Thursday, August 12th at 12:35 at a business person special. Then Bonilla, Doc, and the Mets make a house call Friday, August 13th, 7:35. Saturday, August 14th, 7:05. And Sunday, August 15th at 1:35 when kids 14 and under get a free Phillies road jersey. Call 463-1000.
One of the reasons I went with LI Medical was obviously because I wanted to get a hair transplant, all right, and I wanted to search the best place. In other words, what place I was most comfortable with.
At least go in for consultation. See one of the doctors, have them tell you what to do, you know, what they can do with you, and you'll have your hair back within a matter of a few months.
Call now for your free Hair Today video, brochure, or consultation, and join the thousands of people, including myself, who will never go bald again.
Tonight's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. Your Nationwide Insurance agent in Drexel Hill is Larry Salucci. Bell Atlantic Mobile, advanced technology and people who make it mean something. And by your local Sherwin-Williams paint stores. The pros know, ask Sherwin-Williams, a participating sponsor of Major League Baseball. Ben Rivera here in the bottom of the sixth will face Justice, Pendleton, and Berryhill, the first three batters. Ben has been fantastic since the first inning. Hasn't allowed but one base runner. That was a base on ball since the first inning. Justice was that base runner in the third inning when he walked. He popped out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Big, strong left-hand batter, David Justice. Ball one. Justice leads the Braves in home runs with 26. Gant and McGriff each have 25. Ooh, ripped it foul, way foul. A ball and a strike on Justice. Braves have their bullpen up.
Mike Stanton, who's done a lot of closing for them this year, although it looks like McMichael's the new closer.
Strike called. Justice questioning the call by Randy Marsh.
Phillies with 3 straight left-handed hitters coming up in the 7th inning as they go to the top of their lineup.
Ooh, whoa, that was close.
See,
Dalton just dropped his head there.
There's McMichael without the hat sitting beside Pedro Borbon.
2-2 to count on Justice. Randy Marsh and Dalton are having a little
Tate-a-tate. Well, Darren has to stop because, you know, up. Oh, no. You could just see it coming.
No.
How could that have just happened? You could see it coming. I just said, you know, he's got to stop, and the next thing you know, Randy Marsh throws him out of the game.
I tell you, I don't know what Dalton said to him. Bergosi's about ready to get called to a run, too, I believe.
That's the 3rd time that's happened to Dalton this year. You know, you just can't get thrown out of the game in the 6th inning of this importance. Bill Hahn got him in L.A. Bob Davidson, of course, that one in Cincinnati. And the pitch looked like it looked like Marsh missed it. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, to see Dalton get thrown out in this spot, it really hurts.
Randy Marsh is such a nice guy, too. Something really, Dalton said, must have really upset him. Bergosi's going to get it in the 2nd. He's about ready to get it. He's all right now. He walked away.
Well, now you're in the 6th inning, and you're down to one catcher. It's Todd Prime. Here's the breaking ball. And this is really close. You see Dalton frames it. I mean, that's a strike. And Dalton frames it. He just sits there, drops his head, and then he and Marsh started to have some words.
2-2 the count to Justice.
And you know, Dalton and Rivera were in a real good groove. I mean, it messes up a lot of things when something like this happens.
Of course, Pratt has caught Rivera in the minor leagues and up here.
Right, but you don't want to change your catcher when the guy's just retired, 8 in a row, 13 out of 14 or whatever it is.
And you hate to take Dalton's bat out of the game.
Well, yeah, sure. And you don't have a backup catcher now. All you have is an emergency catcher, who I believe is Kim Baptiste. Pergosi's just wondering, what did Dalton say to get thrown out? Whew. That's bad.
I think most umpires, in these kind of games, they're so important. I think they want to lean over backward. There's a base hit for Justice. First hit Rivera's given up since the 1st inning. Leadoff single for David Justice. Hit the fastball. Terry Pendleton, the batter, is 0 for 2. Popped out, grounded out. Phillies with a 1-run lead, 5-4, bottom of the 6th. Braves have a tying run on, nobody out. Ball 1 to Pendleton. Dalton's not supposed to be in the dugout.
That's correct.
Surprised one of those umpires haven't run him out of there.
Harry Wendelstedt is right down there at 3rd, the veteran. You'd think he would have noticed that by now.
Ball 2. Just scratched himself.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, you're allowed to do that, I guess. This may have upset Ben more than it did anybody else. It's given up a single, now 3-0 on Pendleton.
As I said, I mean, that was just, as Roger Mason starts to throw, it was just a very disruptive incident on what it should have been strike 3 and 1 out in the 6th inning, and Ben Rivera sailing along.
Here's a strike. 3-1 on Pendleton. Justice might be going. Token throw to first. Base hit. First and second, nobody out. For Damon Berryhill.
Well, Ben Rivera gives up back-to-back base hits. That was a breaking ball down, and Terry Pendleton just went down and got a hit in center field for the base hit. Phillies have a mound conference now, figuring that Berryhill might be up there to bunt.
Berryhill is walked, lined out to center.
Worst dugouts in the league. And Bobby Cox, it looks like he's got himself some kind of nice little pad there under that towel so he can lean there the whole game.
Well, he's looking for the bunt. Got a strike call there. Berryhill was not up there to bunt on that pitch. Rivera in some sixth-inning trouble. First and second, nobody out. Hit a mile high. Eisenreich got it. Both runners tagging. And both runners safe. Berryhill just missed that. He got the runners over, though.
It was like he bunted. Just missed hitting a 3-run home run. Good base running by Pendleton, especially, to get the second on the play. Ben Rivera throws a pitch high, and he hits it way high in the air to right field. And both runners move up. Phillies going to play the infield back here, and they're going to walk Lemke and make
Sid Bream.
Yep, make Bobby Cox make the move, and it's going to be Bream. Well, Lemke just kills the Phillies, so in this case they're going to walk him and take their chances with Bream, who hasn't been playing much.
Intentional walk will be Rivera's 5th walk. We'll load the bases with 1 out for Sid Bream. Bream has been kind of lost in the shuffle over here since Fred McGriff joined the club.
3 for 11 as a pinch hitter with a homer and 5 runs batted in.
Hitting at .251. Infield will stay back. His last 5 pinch hitting appearances, he's 2 for 5. He's a guy that can hurt you. He's a guy that can hit into a double play. Phillies have gotten all 3 Braves starting pitchers out of this series. Avery, Glavine, and now Maddox.
Avery went the long.
We lost power. We lost some lights. In fact, I think we've lost our telecast. I don't know if we're on the air or not. I guess we are on the air. We've lost a lot of lights here and a lot of power at the ballpark. So time is called. What's happening in this ballpark anyway? Had a big fire here.
Well, they obviously had a real bad power surge in here, and they lost 2 banks of lights, one in right center and one in foul territory down the right field line, and the ones up here behind home plate, so they lost at least 3 of them. We can see 2 that are out, and the one above us evidently is out also. And you and I can't hear each other through our headsets right now, but we are on the air.
Well, I guess somebody will be able to do something about this. They must have some backup system.
There you see as they go around the stadium.
The lights are out.
Yeah, as they go around the stadium, you get some idea of what's happened here.
Still enough light to play. I've played in a lot worse lights than this in the minor leagues.
You know, if this had happened the last couple nights, you wouldn't have been surprised with all the thunderstorms around. But here tonight, it's a perfect night. There's been no rain or thunderstorms or lightning.
Well, the Braves, well, we got it back, I think. We got it back up here. The lights still aren't on.
And we can hear each other now, which is nice.
The Braves have them loaded with 1 down. Sid Bream was about to step into the batter's box when most of the lights went out above the stadium.
Yeah, it's pretty dark here. There's Randy Marsh, who Darren Dalton thought was in the dark in this inning, and got himself ejected. Now Jim Fregosi is making his way towards home plate right now as you look at Mark Lemke walking through the shadows. There's Fregosi coming out. He wants to try and find out what's going on. There's somebody from the Braves organization on the phone in the dugout.
Game was held up here a couple of weeks ago on because of the fire up here in the press box.
That is Dean Taylor, who's the assistant general manager that we just saw. And the players are going to leave the field, Whitey.
Well, this must not be just a little operation in terms of getting these lights on again. If everybody's leaving the field.
And there you see Ben Rivera heading into the dugout. If, in fact, this game were to be suspended at this point, you would probably have to play it in Philadelphia. So, well, that's a long way off if they can't get the power back on. But the Braves do come to Philadelphia for 3 games.
And they'd be the home team there.
Right. At this point, well, yeah, I mean, in the suspended game, sure. At this point, you know, you couldn't call a game off, obviously. It would be a suspended game.
We'll try to get exactly what happened. The scoreboard took the Braves 4 runs away.
Harry Wendelstedt is on his way over the Phil's dugout, Whitey.
Well, they'll surely get this fixed.
Fregosi is not happy with the umpires right now. As you saw, there was no conversation just then. It was just a couple of nods to Harry Wendelstedt.
Phillies leading 5-4. We're in the bottom of the 6th, but the Braves have the bases loaded and 1 out. That they got their runs back, but they gave them too many hits. The Braves do not have 11 hits. They have 5 hits. They got the 3 errors on the Phillies. The 3 errors are against the Braves.
And the Phillies have 7 hits. What that power surge did to the lights here, it also did something to the scoreboard.
Oh, I tell you, that was a little scary. What was that? It looked like a little bolt of lightning went through this booth.
Yeah, there isn't any. I mean, you know, it's clear here tonight, allegedly. But they've had some problems here. As you look at the press box area, that's where the fire started. That's Skip Carey there in the radio booth. And now you go into the press box. The fire started to the right as they're panning down a couple weeks ago.
This may be a judgment from on high, Will. You won't mind if I move a little bit away from you.
There's Eddie Ferenz, Phil's traveling secretary, in the back of the press box with Paul Hagen of the Daily News. They're reading the rule book.
Well, the umpires are still out on the field. We have
an idiot just ran on the field.
Fan out there who will be summarily removed.
And Wendelstedt, Bobby Cox, and Dean Taylor, the assistant general manager, talk it over.
There's a power failure here somewhere in the system. Had power delays before in ballparks, but I can't ever remember one not being repaired. Whoa, just took a dive into home plate. I think maybe they're overreacting a little bit to this kid.
That's a little book 'em, Dano.
Neon Dion, that's what we need, is some neon here.
Hope that guy won his bet. He's going to need it for the fine.
I think that's the first one I've ever seen handcuffed and taken off the field. Well, we're in this power failure delay. The Phillies lead at 5-4, and we'll be back shortly.
for the Atlanta Braves, and the Braves hoping that they can tie the ball game and take the lead. Let's send it back to Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. We'll see if anything has changed. Looks like the players are back out on the field. Let's send it back to Richie Ashburn and Chris Wheeler.
Well, they're back out on the field, and they have the lights restored, so we're going to be playing ball here again instantly almost.
That was wild. You know, I don't even remember one where so many lights went out at once as they did here in this ballpark tonight, and it was a little bit scary. Boom, the way that power surge hit, but they've got them back on now.
Some kind of a power failure, and whoever did it in a hurry. So we're ready to play baseball again here.
See the lights coming back on. Most of them are on in the areas where they blew out. The one out in right center and the one above the right field foul lines are the ones that we noticed right away were out, and they are back in full force. So I think they're ready to go as soon as Ben Rivera's ready to go.
Well, the Braves have the bases loaded, one down, bottom of the sixth. Sid Bream, the pinch hitter for Greg Maddox. And the Phillies and Ben Rivera trying to hang on to a one-run lead.
Strange inning. Started with David Justice on a pitch Darren Dalton thought was a strike. It would have been strike 3. Argued with Randy Marsh. He threw him out, and then base hit, fly ball. Runners moved up, intentional walk. Bases are loaded now for Bream, the pinch hitter for Maddox.
Sid Bream hitting at .251 as he steps in. Justice, Pendleton, Lemke, the base runners. Infield back. Ball 1 to Bream. Got the double play. Great play by Kruk. Whoa! What a big double play by the Phillies, and John Kruk pulled one out of the dirt. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on. Harry Callis joins Wheels in the 7th after 6 full. Phillies still lead 5-4.
From 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to right here in Pennsylvania, people are searching for new choices in health care.
The costs are strangling me.
Which inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new personal choice.
It seems like you always have to give something up.
A health plan that gives people the benefits of an HMO.
No one has the right to tell me what doctor I can see.
Without asking them to give up their freedom. Personal choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
Your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud, Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your bud.
There was an old lady who lived in a shoe. A fresh little crib, you know, and brand spanking new. And that shoe let her do things that no man could do. She jukes and she cuts and stops dead in her tracks. She plants and she spins, leaving chumps on their backs. And who gets the credit? Some mother named Goose. Check you out, yo. Converse, of course. And that new React juice.
It's the 4th Business Person Special of the season. Compliments of Mellon PSFS. Thursday, August 12th at 12:35 when the Phillies play the young, explosive Expos. Put some exciting baseball on your calendar. Call 463-1000.
After 6 innings of play, it's the Phillies 5 and the Braves 4. Tomorrow at 5:30, Mario Lopez and Tiffany Amber Thyssen of Saved by the Bell visit Jennifer Smith on Wavelength right here on PHL 17. New pitcher in the game for the Atlanta Braves, Mike Stanton, and for play-by-play, Harry Callis.
All right, thanks, Will. Stanton has lost his job as a closer. He's coming in middle innings now. He's won 4, lost 3, saved 27, an ERA of 4.03. He'll be facing Lenny Dykstra. So Maddox out of the game. He could lose it. He can't win it. 1 strike to Dykstra, who has doubled in 3 at-bats and scored a run. 99 runs scored for the dude now. Maddox in 6 innings charged with 5 runs, 7 hits, only 1 of the 5 runs earned. He struck out 6. And he didn't walk anybody. 2 quick strikes to Lenny Dykstra. One and 2. Stanton can be tough on left-handers. Dykstra lifetime against him is 1 for 5.
Stanton's been having a little trouble with the long ball lately, and that is certainly fatal to a closer. So that's another reason why they've gotten him out of there. And McMichael's taken over and done a pretty good job.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
They're really playing Dykstra to pull off this left-hander too. He has huge alley in left center field. Look at that. And Deion Sanders way over in right center.
Well, after throwing the first 2 for strikes, it's now full 3 and 2 to Lenny Dykstra.
There's Mickey Morandini, who got involved in that double play to end the inning. It was a tough hop that he had to back up on and then give Stocker a high throw, and then he bounced his throw and Kruk dug it out. Terrific play.
Dykstra is aboard with a walk.
Fans are unhappy with Stanton here as you hear the boos come up as he walks the leadoff man, and Bobby Cox also unhappy, and Mazzoni goes right to the phone.
Lenny's 88th walk. He leads the league in that department. 2 ahead of teammate John Kruk, and Steve Bedrosian. The Rock will get up in the Braves bullpen. Morandini against this left-hander might be punting here. He's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Pickoff move. Dykstra back.
Stanton going over there to move to also see if maybe Morandini will show them whether or not he's bunting, and Morandini showed no signs of bunting on the move to first.
He attempts a bunt, misses it. 1 strike to Morandini. Phillies lead at 5-4, trailed 4-0 after 1 when the Braves batted around in the first, but the Phillies keep scratching back. Another move to first. Dykstra back.
Well, the Braves are fighting for their lives right now against the San Francisco Giants. Phillies have a little more comfortable lead and have come in here and given the Braves all they can handle this week in their home ballpark.
Popped up the bunt, caught by Berrios. So Morandini trying to move the runner, fouls off the bunt attempt. 1 down. That'll bring up John Kruk. Trucker is nothing out of 3. He's flied to left, grounded out twice.
Phillies didn't hit for Morandini in that spot because they have a lead in here in the 7th inning, figuring he's the better defensive second baseman. If they're behind in the game, they would hit for him in that situation with Duncan and then leave Duncan in the game.
Kruk lifetime 1 for 7 against Stanton. One ball and no strikes.
Collins on deck hit a home run off Mike Stanton here Monday in the game Tuesday night.
Could be why Bedrosian is still throwing in the Atlanta bullpen.
Yeah, and Pratt now in the 5-hole behind Hollins because of Dalton's ejection.
Laid off the high fastball. It's 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes to John Kruk. Lenny Dykstra first base, 1 down here in the 7th inning. Phillies on top by a run, 5-4. He had a cut and he fouled it back, 2-1. Stanton has a major league leg kick. He really kicks high in his motion.
Kicks high and he deceives the runner. Lenny Dykstra, you can see him talking to Mel Roberts over there and the first base umpire Wally Bell on whether or not that's a balk move or not. Dykstra with 26 out of 31 steals, but having a really tough time trying to figure out Stanton with that leg kick Harry talked about. See, he kicks it and then he comes over there and he kicks it really the same way when he comes home. Normally you can really run on a guy that kicks his leg that high, but he has a lot of deception. And he gets away. That's legal because he stepped towards first.
Dykstra goes, but Kruk fouls it out of play.
And Dykstra picked him up. He figured out what Stanton was going to do and got a great jump, and he just stole the base easy. Lee, I don't think that was a hit and run. It looked like a straight steal on Dykstra's part.
But Kruk had a pitch to hit, so he fouls it off. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seventh inning, Phillies lead by a run. Kruk called out on strikes. That's out number 2 here in the 7th. And it'll bring up Dave Hollins, who's had a good night. 2 out of 3. He has knocked in the go-ahead run and scored a run.
Stanton threw that ball right down the pipe and just froze Kruk.
Hollins' lifetime 3 for 7 against Stanton, including that home run on Tuesday night. Was Hollins' single with 2 outs in the 5th that gave the Phillies a lead at 5-4. Off a guy he's had a lot of trouble with in his career, Greg Maddux.
You wonder if Lenny would run in this situation as Hollins takes a strike, because if he were to run open up first, they might walk Hollins with Pratt on deck and Bedrosian ready. Lenny is such a good situation player that he's probably thinking about that and trying to decide what to do.
Fouled back and over our heads. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dave Hollins. Strike on the inside corner at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good buddy Mike Dwyer of the Media Child Guidance Clinic here with his dad, Dr. Dwyer, cheering for the Phils. Dykstra gets back. Dykstra goes, and he is safe on a close play. Lenny gets his 27th stolen base of the year.
Dykstra was in a point in the count where he thought he could go 1 and 2 and decided to go, thinking Stanton might throw a breaking ball. That was a strong throw by Berryhill. Boy, how'd he miss him? Can't tell on that replay, and Berryhill can't understand how he isn't out either.
Well, he got his hand in.
Yep.
Just.
Now here comes Mazzoni out to talk to Stanton, Harry, and this might be about what we talked about earlier, that if he steals a base, opens up first, what are they going to do? How are they going to pitch to him?
Except you got 2 strikes on him.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, they're not going to walk him.
No.
But I mean, they're going to talk about how they're going to pitch to him. That's all. That's another reason why Lenny ran in that situation, because he knows they weren't going to walk him necessarily when the count the way that it was.
Maybe telling him just to throw breaking balls and see what happens.
Possibly. Sometimes they'll go out and do that to have the hitter think, well, they're just going to pitch around me and sip.
Well, we'll see what Mr. Stanton does here. The runner down scoring position and 2 outs in the 7th inning. 2-2 to Dave Holland.
One thing you know about Dykstra, you see him standing on second base. He is aware of everything we're talking about right now and was thinking about what the ramifications would be if he ran.
Inside, it's a full count.
There's Pratt, who is now in Dalton's spot.
Now with the count 3-2, they're going to put Hollins on.
Yeah, that's what they did. Once he opened that base up, and I'm not saying he shouldn't have run, but you just knew that if he did run and make it and open up first, Hollins, they were not going to let Hollins hurt him with Pratt on deck.
Pratt is hitting at .263. 4 homers, 2 of them on the game on Sunday against Pittsburgh, and 9 RBIs. Kim Baptiste grabbing a glove, but isn't he the emergency catcher?
Well, they could, if he's
you could still put him
switch,
in.
yeah. I mean, if he's in the game, you can still use him there.
Two men on base with 2 outs.
I don't know they brought Baptiste into a game yet with 3 innings left. 2, yes. So we'll see if he is going to come in.
One ball and no strikes to Todd Pratt. Just about every game this year between the Phillies and the Braves has been an entertaining game and right down to the wire. Two balls and no strikes to Pratt. Jim Eisenreich is waiting on deck.
Bedrosian is up. So if you're thinking Incaviglia for Eisenreich, they do have a right-hander ready just in case.
Pitch over for a strike. 2-1 to Todd Pratt. Pops a foul out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Phillies have 2 men on base with 2 outs here in the 7th. Full count. The runners will be taking off. Dykstra from second, Hollins from first. Pops a foul out of play. They'll try it again. 3-2. It holds to Dave Hollins.
Bobby Cox just feels a little helpless at this point.
line shot into left center field. That's a gapper. Here comes Dykstra. Here comes Hollins. It's a 2-run double for Todd Pratt. And the Phillies have taken a 7-4 lead here in the 7th. Another big 2-out hit by the Phils.
And by that
what a
guy.
good at bat by Pratt.
He sure was. I mean, he took a tough 2-2 to go to 3-2, fouled a high pitch off, and then Stanton challenged him, and he rips it into the alley in left center. This is after Dykstra steals the base, and they walk Hollins, figuring they'd rather take their chances with Pratt, and there it goes into the alley. Runners moving, so they score easily.
Dykstra crosses the plate for the 100th time this year. And the batter is Jim Eisenreich. Eisenreich 1 out of 3. And the Phillies have really battled back in this game.
Yeah, you have to give him a lot of credit in this, and also for Ben Rivera, the way he settled down. Still a long way to go, though, as the Braves proved last night. One ball and 1 strike to Jim Eisenreich. Irony of this game, Dalton gets thrown out. Pratt comes up in that situation, doubles in 2.
Yeah, really.
Shows you the depth the Phillies have this year and the way people contribute.
Misses with a breaking ball, 2-1. Eisenreich has hit left-handers better than right-handers. .412 his average against left-hand pitching. 14 for 34. Eisenreich walks. The 3rd walk in the inning surrendered by Stanton. And it will bring up Milt Thompson.
And fans really getting itchy right now for Bobby Cox to make a pitching change, but unlikely he's going to do it with Thompson coming up and Stanton still out there.
Leo Mazzoni, the pitching coach. One strike to Milt Thompson. Milt's 2 for 3. He has knocked in a run. One ball and 1 strike. One and 2 to Milt Thompson. 2 runs in here in the 7th. Phil's lead 7-4. Struck him out, a foul tip, and that will retire the side. But the Phil's put 2 on the board. They do it with 1 hit, along with a couple of walks and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Phil's lead.
Summary on the ball game. You see the totals. It's been a wild one. The Braves jumping off, batting around 4-0 in the 1st inning, and then Ben Rivera settled down, retired 13 out of 14, got out of a bases loaded jam in the 6th. Sid Bream hitting into a double play with the bases loaded, and the Braves have committed 3 errors in this game so far. Todd Pratt with that 2-run double in the top of the 7th. Hitting .409 is Pratt since the All-Star game. 9 out of his last 22, Harry.
It was a big hit, and the Phils with a 3-run lead now as Deion Sanders leads it off for the Braves here in the 7th. Sanders has tripled and scored a run and grounded out twice. Third ball is high for a ball. Popped him up, foul. Not much foul ground behind the plate, but Pratt has room, and that's one down. So Sanders fouls out to Todd Pratt, one away. That'll bring on Jeff Blauser.
Mike Stanton not happy with that inning he just pitched.
A little cooler kickage.
Nothing like an enraged left-handed reliever.
Here's Jeff Blauser. He has walked, flied out, and grounded out. $49,070 the paid attendance here tonight as Pedro Borbon starts loosening up in the Braves bullpen.
Ben Rivera with that long first inning, but here he is in the 7th, and he's just thrown his 102nd pitch of the ball game.
Line drive center. Dykstra right there makes the grab. That's 2 down. Since the first inning, Rivera's given up just 2 hits.
Yeah, and they both came after Dalton was ejected.
Now, when it comes to a Phillies game, the more the merrier. Let the Phillies sales office help you bring out your group of 25 or more. There's always something extra when you bring out a group. You get your group name and lights. Find out more about group outings at the vet. Call 463-5000.
Mentioned after Dalton was ejected because it appeared that Ben got a little bit shaken up. He had that powered surge later on in the inning that threw the lights off out here. That was a strange inning.
1 strike to Gant, who has walked, flied out, and grounded out. Third ball missing, 1-1.
Phillies have both Larry Anderson and David West heating up, as you see, so this might be it for Rivera, this 7th inning.
High fly ball into left center field. Milt Thompson there. Makes the grab. A 1-2-3 inning for Rivera. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the 8th. Bills lead 7-4.
Working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
We asked several experts on wetness to help us introduce Dorney Park's newest ride. It's the tallest, fastest, wettest waterfall plunge ride in the world. And while it's a thrill ride for the whole family, we're afraid you must be at least 46 inches tall to ride it. After all, there's wet. And then there's wet.
Discount coupons available at participating Wendy's restaurants.
Now, reports of the legendary two-footed object have been growing.
Anything? Nothing. Must be big. Even Chet's seen it. We're getting something.
Coming over the hill, sir.
Hit the line, boy. Bigfoot.
Bigfoot Pizza, the legendary value from Pizza Hut, with 2 square feet and a tasty new crust you can't get anywhere else, all for $10.99.
Okay, folks, let's break it up.
Bigfoot Pizza, the biggest pizza you can get.
Tonight's Phillies game on PHL 17 is brought to you in part by Budweiser, the king of beers. It reminds you, friends know when to say when. By the Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company. And by Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change. Pedro Borbon, son of the veteran Major League Pedro Borbon, who pitched so many years for Cincinnati, is the new pitcher. Made his first outing of the year here for the Atlanta Braves last night. Worked 1 inning, gave up 2 hits and 1 earned run, struck out 2 and walked 1. He did appear in 2 games for the Braves last year. And Kevin Stocker will bat right against him, and he beats a foul ball.
And Ben Rivera had such an easy 7th inning, even though both of them were heating up in the bullpen. West and Anderson, he will stay in the game and pitch the 8th inning.
Well, Ben Rivera has really settled down after a dreadful 1st inning in which the Braves got all 4 of their runs, and they batted around. 1 ball and 1 strike to Stocker. Corbone at Richmond was 5-3 and a 3.19 ERA. Changeup misses, 2-1. Had a lot of strikeouts in 62 innings. He had 74 strikeouts and 36 walks. Two balls and a strike to Stocker. That's low. It's 3-1. Stocker is singled, hit into a fielder's choice, and struck out. He has knocked in 2 of the Phillies' 7 runs. Popped into shallow right center. Lemke off the tip of his glove. It'll be a base hit for Stocker. Tough play for Lemke, who tried to make the over-the-shoulder grab. It'll be a hit for Stocker, his 2nd.
Stocker got jammed, chased a bad ball there, and hits this little pop-up. This is not the play that Lemke is best on. We've seen Lemke go out for balls like that. Balls in the air go off the end of his glove sometimes. What he's best at in this league probably is making the pivot at second base. He's really good at that.
Ben Rivera now will try to move him along with a bunt. Ben has sacrificed 11 times. Rivera now didn't like that pitch inside. Kind of glares out at Corbone.
They probably know each other.
I'm sure they do. Bunts it right up in the air, but it drops, and they've got an out. No, he had to go back to the bag to get the out, so Rivera will be safe at first. Would have had a double play had the throw been good by Berryhill, but Blauser had to go back and get the bag. So Rivera safe at first on a fielder's choice.
Yeah, they did the right thing, did the Braves there. They saw that Stocker was frozen at first with the bunt in the air. Watch Stocker. He can't go because it looks like the catcher's going to catch it. Then he just lets it drop and then just makes a poor throw. And now at this point, Rivera has started to run. Blauser has to go back, tag the bag, and they get 1 instead of 2. The Braves have been shaky defensively tonight.
Here's Lenny Dykstra. He is 1 out of 3 with a double and a walk. He has scored 2 runs. One ball and no strikes to Dykstra. Fouls it back, 1-1. Corbone on for Mike Stanton. Missing, it's 2-1. Ben Rivera at first base with 1 out. Inside, it's 3-1. Mickey Morandini is due up next.
I figure that Ben Rivera and Pedro Borbon were teammates one time too in the Braves minor league system somewhere along the way.
Think so? Borbon was.
He's with Greenville. He was at Richmond.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Ball 4. He walked him. He was signed originally by the White Sox organization. Then he was out of baseball in 1989. Leo Mazzoni coming out to talk to him. Released by the White Sox in April of '89, did not pitch at all in '89. When signed by the Braves, a free agent in late in the '89 year. '89 walks for the dude. He leads the league over teammate John Kruk, who has 86.
Guy's been an offensive machine for 3 months now. Then he got off to a slow start. What numbers he has thrown up with hardly anything in April.
That'll bring on Mickey Morandini. Mickey has struck out, grounded out, sacrificed, and fouled out. One ball and no strikes to Morandini. Two balls and no strikes to Morandini. Three balls and no strikes to Morandini. So all of a sudden the bullpenners are hurting themselves with walks. Stanton did in the 7th. Got that one over at the knees. It's 3-1.
Since that power surge hit here, the scoreboard's working out in left field, and the scores are up now. They haven't been up for 2 days.
Walked him. That will load the bases. So the Phillies have him loaded, and here comes Bobby Cox. Even with Kruk, a left-hand hitter, he's not going to stay with a young left-hander. He's going to call him Steve Bedrosian. So this will be it for Bourbon. Lord Bedrosian will come on and face John Kruk with the bases loaded. Pitching change for the Braves. We're in the 8th. Phils lead 7-4. Back after these messages.
From 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to right here in Pennsylvania, people are searching for new choices in health care.
The costs are strangling me.
Which inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new personal choice.
It seems like you always have to give something up.
A health plan that gives people the benefits of an HMO.
No one has the right to tell me what doctor I can see.
Without asking them to give up their freedom. Personal choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
It's like having a Phillies ticket window come right to your home. Call 463-1000 and reserve your tickets in advance. No rushing, no waiting, no hassle. 463-1000. It's like having a Phillies ticket window right in your home.
Steve Bedrosian, the veteran right-hander, is the new pitcher for the Braves. After a slow start, he's posted some good numbers. 1-2 his record, no saves. His ERA is a very fine 1.69. He's pitched 32 innings, given up just 21 hits and 6 earned runs, 19 strikeouts and 12 walks. And he'll be facing John Kruk with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the 8th, and the Phillies leading 7-4. Kruk lifetime against Bedrosian, 4 for 9. Ben Rivera at third, Lenny Dykstra at second, and Mickey Morandini at first.
Phillies want more here, as they found out last night. The Braves came at them hard in the late innings.
Foul back and out of play, 1 strike to John Kruk. Kruk tonight is 0 for 4. He has flied out twice, grounded out, and struck out. So he is wearing a rare collar. Leads the league in on-base percentage coming into play tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Braves don't have any more left-handers in the bullpen because Merker's a starter now. So they've used up Stanton and Bourbon, you know, unless Bobby Cox were to change his mind. But as of right now, Merker's a starter with Pete Smith on the DL.
Got the breaking ball over, and Kruk is in the hole. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Drive deep but foul. Still 1 and 2. Excuse me. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kruk. Phillies have him loaded with 1 out. Ben Rivera at third, Lenny Dykstra at second, Mickey Morandini at first. Off a slider. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Steve Bedrosian won a Cy Young while in a Phillies uniform. Non-roster invitee to the Braves spring training and won a spot on the club. Him out. That is a big strikeout for Bedrosian. Out number 2 here in the 8th, and that'll bring on Dave Hollins.
Looked like he threw him a breaking ball too, a slider, and Kruk just swung over it. And he's doing a lot of hobbling around again tonight. He doesn't look like he has very good balance at the plate, and an 0 for 5 for him, which is really unusual.
Very unusual for him to not reach base in a game either by a hit or a walk. Leads the league in on-base percentage. Well, Dave Hollins picked up Kruk in the 5th when Dykstra was at third with 1 out. Kruk grounded out, didn't get him home, and then Hollins got a 2-out single to put the Phillies ahead. He had a cut. He fouled it back.
Phillies at a spot in this ball game with Kruk and Hollins up where they could make it a lot easier for themselves, and Kruk not able to get it done.
One strike to Dave Hollins. In the left center field, Gant chasing, can't get it. One hopping off the fence. Rivera scores. Dykstra scores. Morandini scores. A bases loaded double by Hollins. And the Phillies now lead it 10-4. And Hollins has really picked up his good buddy Krucker.
Did he ever? And that makes it a lot easier. Now all of a sudden a 6-run lead for the Phillies as Dave Hollins clears him with a bullet to left center. Bedrosian tried to go away from him, and he just went with it and hit it over Gant's head to left center, and they cleared him. I believe this game was 4-0 in the first inning on a batter round, and the Braves haven't scored since.
And the Phillies have scored 10 unanswered runs, and the batter will be Todd Pratt. Slider for a strike to Pratt, who got a big hit in the 7th inning in his first at bat, a 2-run double to give the Phillies a 3-run lead. Another slider for a strike, and Pratt is in the hole. 0-2.
Braves will have to look back on this game if the Phillies beat them and say they beat themselves in a lot of ways. In this inning, once again, it should have been 2 outs and nobody on base after they messed up that bunt play. And the Phillies have made them pay for their mistakes tonight.
Oh, yeah. One ball and 2 strikes to Todd Pratt.
You don't see very often here in this ballpark in the last few years that people starting to file out here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, really. Not much tomahawk chopping going on at this point.
No. I'm just ready to get on Marta now.
Fouled back.
Sit back, have a beer, and see what happens.
She can't leave even if she wants to.
No. It looks like that.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Grip Nolan Ryan had on Ventura last night.
Another foul coming back and out of play. Holds a 1 and 2 to Todd Pratt.
Wasn't funny at the time, but his teammates can get on Dalton a little bit and say the key to this game might have been his ejection. Huh? He can handle that.
Oh, yeah.
They are a little irreverent. It might cross some of their minds.
Another foul ball. Oh, really? They could get on Crucker too. Crucker with an 0 for 5 collar and 2 strikeouts. Dalton was 0 for 3 in a strikeout. So between them, the 2 offensive keys of the Phillies were 0 for 8. But Hollins has really picked up Kruk. Hollins has had a great game. And Todd Pratt got the big hit.
A lot of 2-out hits for the Phillies tonight.
In the air to center, Deion Sanders moves in a couple of steps, makes the catch. That will retire the side, but the Phils get 3 in the inning. On 2 hits, big blow, a bases clearing double Hollins, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 10-4 Phils.
It looks like the coach is really mad now.
Look at you. You're dull. You're rusty. I've seen you outperformed in the rain, the snow.
You haven't had one good season yet. It's going to be different. You're going to get tough. Rust tough. You know why? Because Rust Tough has a unique fast-drying formula with rust inhibitors that form a tough, hard-nosed defense against rust. Look at you now. You're tough. You're going to shine. No runs, no drips, no... Got rust? Get tough. Rust Tough.
#1 in America.
Only your Quality Plus Ford dealer has the #1 selling car in America, the Ford Taurus. For a limited time, drive the Taurus for just $249 a month for 24 months. Loaded with value, $249 per month is a great payment on Taurus. Hurry, it's only available at your #1 selling Quality Plus Ford dealer.
5 of the top 10 sellers, all American built quality. See your Ford dealer today. Get behind the wheel and turn the key.
Nothing sends chills down your spine and straight to your wallet like the cost of health care today.
Your medical bill, sir.
Which is why we're introducing HMO Blue to calm your fears with the largest choice of hospitals statewide.
Really?
Without the frightening high premiums.
Oh, yeah?
New HMO Blue from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Jersey. A better way of...
Good evening. I'm Neil Hartman with a sports break in the National League. After trailing 2-0 early, the St. Louis Cardinals are racking up the runs right now on the Florida Marlins. It's 14-4. They've just scored 5 runs, and they're still in the 5th. San Diego lost to San Francisco 5-3. Pittsburgh over Chicago. New York in 13 beat Montreal. Los Angeles 5-2 over Houston. And it was Cincinnati 11, Colorado 4. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Phils in full control. Back to Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium.
All right, thanks, Neil. And it's 10-4 here. Phillies leading bottom half of the 8th inning. Fred McGriff leads it off. Looks at a strike. McGriff has doubled in 3 at-bats. And he has knocked in a run. Ben Rivera still around after a very shaky start. Curveball just missing for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ray's batted around in the first, scoring 4 runs, and Ben has shut him down since then on a couple of hits. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, you see what Ben Rivera did in that first inning and what he's done since. Unbelievable. 74 pitches since the first inning, 33 pitches in the first.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Fred McGriff. He passed Ben Rivera into center field, a base hit for Crime Dog. His second hit. Hit number 6 for the Braves. It'll bring up David Justice. Phillies have Larry Anderson up in the bullpen. Justice is 1 for 2, is lined out, walked, and singled.
Braves off the bench tonight have 4 right-handed batters in the switch hitter Otis Nixon. That's another reason why Anderson would be up.
One ball and no strikes to Justice. Fouls off a low fastball. 1-1. Justice has really been hot lately. 469 in his last 14 ball games. Curveball, it's a dandy. 1-2 to Justice. Missing a little bit wide. It's 2-2. Dirks a foul down the right field side, way out of play. Still 2-2 to Justice. Fred McGriff, runner at first base, nobody out for the Braves here in the 8th. Phillies leading it 10-4. He's high with it. It's a full count.
Truck with a big lead can play way off McGriff at first, try and take some of the hole away.
High fly ball to left field. Milt Thompson is there. Justice is retired. That's 1 out, and that'll bring up Terry Pendleton. Well, the Phils get off this trip on Tuesday against Montreal. Marquise Grissom, Delino DeShields, and Larry Walker and that gang will be in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the 10th, 11th, and 12th. Don't forget the 12th is a business person special at 12:35. And Dallas Green will bring in the New York Mets Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Road jerseys for all youngsters 14 and under on Sunday, August 15th. For tickets for the coming homestand, just call 463-1000. One strike to Terry Pendleton. One ball and 1 strike. Fred McGriff at first base with 1 out here in the 8th inning. Curveball, base hit, center field. McGriff will hold on at second base. And the Braves have 2 men on base with 1 down. It'll bring up Damon Berryhill. Berryhill ball is walked, lined out to center, and flied out to deep right.
See, Fergosi's starting to get itchy now. As Larry Anderson throws, he's been up a couple times.
Very high pop foul. It will be out of play. Right on top of the Phillies dugout. Got a 15-minute power outage here at Fulton County Stadium. Braves really had a threat too at that point. It was 5-4 Phillies with the bases loaded and one out. And after the power outage, Ben Rivera got Sid Bream on a double play ground ball. Bream pinch hitting. One ball and one strike to Damon Berryhill. Left field, but Thompson there makes the catch for out number 2. And it will bring up Mark Lemke. Lemke's single been thrown out on a bunt attempt and was intentionally walked. He's really hit the Phillies well this year. Right around 400 with 7 runs batted in.
Yeah, and you think of him as a better right-handed hitter than left-handed, but against the Phillies, it doesn't seem to matter.
Messing with a curveball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Francisco Cabrera is going to come out to bat for Bedrosian if Lemke keeps the inning alive.
Two balls and no strikes. 2-0 to Mark Lemke.
And the way this series has gone, you would think that would probably bring Larry Anderson in.
I would imagine if he doesn't get Lemke out. Just missing. It's 3-0. Got that one over. 3-1 to Lemke. That one's over. A full count to Lemke.
Good job by Lemke, though. Now, he knows even if he hits a home run, they're down by 3. So he's just trying to get on base. He takes 2 pitches that he knows he could handle.
High chop off the plate. Might be trouble. It is an infield single. Oh, the Braves have the bases loaded on an infield single by Lemke. And Francisco Cabrera will come up as a pinch hitter.
Mark Lemke is really an irritant to the Phillies. I mean, he doesn't matter what he does something good. And Morandini makes a good play, and he just beats it, and here comes Ferguson.
He'll call on Larry Anderson out of the Phillies bullpen. This will be it for Ben Rivera with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Larry Anderson will come on. Ben settled down nicely after that shaky start. He leaves with a 10-4 lead. Pitching change for the Phils. We're in the 8th. 10-4 Phillies. Back after these messages.
It was for immigrants and their children and their dreams. It was for families, for new beginnings. And today, there's still just one reason why we always do our best. It's for you. Mellon PSFS.
Nothing sends chills down your spine and straight to your wallet like the cost of health care today.
Your medical bill, sir.
Which is why we're introducing HMO Blue to calm your fears with the largest choice of hospitals statewide.
Really?
Without the frightening high premiums.
Oh, yeah?
New HMO Blue from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Jersey. A better way of caring.
Larry Anderson is the new Phillies pitcher, appearing in his 43rd game. 3 wins, a loss, no saves, 1.98 ERA. 41 innings of work, 33 hits and 9 earned runs. He has struck out 39 while walking 16. And he'll be facing Francisco Cabrera, the pinch hitter for Atlanta. Bills lead at 10-4. Braves have the bases loaded with 2 outs.
Larry Anderson, at the beginning of the telecast tonight, we had a little interview with him, and he talked about his slider and how the hitters know it's coming. He's thought about pitching inside a little bit more, but that's really just not him. He does try it, but for the most part, he tries to get ahead and then throw the breaking ball near the plate where they'll chase it. It's not a strike for the most part, but he tries to get them to go after it. In that interview, Harry, we talked about his great numbers against the Atlanta Braves, as people at home see right now.
Cabrera hitting at 282 as a pinch hitter. He's 9 for 39, including a home run. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Missing with a slider, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to Cabrera. He committed on the low slider, 1-1.
That one might have been a strike, too. It was close. It looked like Anderson, after missing on the first pitch, decided he'd better come closer to home plate on this one and not go 2-0. Got a chance to be a called strike. You don't know with Randy Marsh, although he has pretty small plate.
Off the end of the bat, shallow left. Thompson makes the grab. That'll retire the side, and Anderson gets the job done once again. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left. We go to the 9th. Phil's lead 10-4.
The Phillies look to cook a Canadian goose when they play Montreal Tuesday, August 10th, and Wednesday, August 11th at 7:35, and Thursday, August 12th at 12:35 at a business person special. Then Bonilla, Doc, and the Mets make a house call Friday, August 13th, 7:35, Saturday, August 14th, 7:05, and Sunday, August 15th at 1:35, when kids 14 and under get a free Phillies road jersey. Call 463-1000.
Okay, panel. How can you recognize the genuine Yellow Pages?
It has a yellow cover.
Good.
This is a Belle of Pennsylvania on the front?
Right.
It has more choices inside.
Yes! That's how you tell a genuine article from mere imitators. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
The genuine Belle of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages. 9 out of 10 use it. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic Company.
After 8 innings of play, the Phillies 10 and the Braves 4. Tomorrow at 6:30 and 7, the Bundys travel to England and discover the townspeople there are planning to kill Al on Married with Children, only on PHL 17. Jay Howell is the new pitcher coming on for the Braves here in the 9th inning. Coming in for Steve Bedrosian. Howell got the win in last night's game. He's won 2, lost 3, no saves, a 3.35 ERA. He's worked 37 2/3 innings, 34 hits, 14 earned runs. Struck out 18 while walking 12. Jim Eisenreich, the first one to face him. Eis is 1 for 3. Starts him with a curveball for a strike.
You consider the consequences of the Phillies getting a base runner in this inning? It could put Larry Anderson's 1,000 batting average in jeopardy.
That's right.
It's very important.
If the Phils get a base runner, that's right. If Anderson is indeed going to stay in this game.
And he will make an out.
Bouncing ball to first base, fielded by McGriff, and Eisenreich is retired.
He really would like to hit 1,000 this year because he figures Fregosi won't let him near home plate again.
Fregosi told him he would never get another at bat.
This could be a big decision for Jim tonight. There's nobody up in the bullpen. We're building some drama here, aren't we?
You do realize that Andy had 4 career hits prior to this season.
Yeah, but it took 40 years.
37 ABs. 1 strike to Milt Thompson.
I wonder if he's even getting a helmet and bat ready.
Thompson is 2 out of 4. High fly ball into left center field. Deion Sanders makes the grab. That's 2 outs. Nobody is up in the bullpen.
And nobody's. A helmet. There it is.
Got the batting helmet on. Bat in hand.
See Pratt and Duckett laughing. You could see this coming, Harry. You know, you got to anticipate these things in these games.
He probably talked to the rookie Stocker and said, "Don't you dare get on base."
Look at this. Oh, you know he doesn't want to hit.
Kevin Stocker is 2 for 4. Takes it low.
They want to see him hit.
You're hoping Stocker reaches, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's over. Looks like a hitter in that on-deck circle.
He does?
1 ball and 1 strike. Change-up hit into center field, and that will retire the side. No at-bat for Larry Anderson. No runs, hits, errors, and none left. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Phil's lead 10-4.
He's looking at you, kid.
Legend has it, Colonel Sanders' secret recipe for a new kind of chicken lay lost for years. Until one fateful day.
Rotisserie chicken recipe. Confidential.
The rest is history. Introducing the Colonel's Rotisserie Gold. Marinated, then slow roasted as only the uncontested master of great-tasting chicken would have done it.
You still got it.
The Colonel's Rotisserie Gold. At KFC, we do chicken right.
Gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car.
What, this pile of junk? Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. Son of a Gun and one-step tire care. Now available at Pep Boys.
A dash of romance. An exotic dance. Air-conditioned pants. Bermuda
A short trip to the perfect holiday.
Take your Bermuda break today. 4 days from $4.99. For special savings, call your local Rosenbluth Vacation Center.
It's a really good-looking Phillies road jersey, free for kids 14 and under, compliments of Gatorade, when the Phillies play the Mets Sunday, August 15th at 1:35. Get a free new jersey when the Phillies play New York. Call 463-1000.
Well, beneath the full moon, we go to the bottom half of the ninth inning with the Phillies leading at 10-4. Deion Sanders, the top of the order, leads it off. He has tripled in 4 at-bats and scored a run. Great job by Ben Rivera, who really settled down after the first inning when he gave up all 4 Brave runs. He ended up going 7 2/3 innings. 8 hits and 4 runs. It was wild in the first inning. He had 5 walks, 3 of them coming in the first, and 2 strikeouts. It came back, and the Phillies bounced back to take the lead on Greg Maddux and then score 5 more against the bullpen.
You see he's still out in that dugout taking a look.
Pop up. Kevin Stocker makes the grab.
Larry Anderson, by the way, is not eligible for a save, even though the bases were loaded. Phillies had a 6-run lead when he came in, so the tying run was neither at bat nor in the on-deck circle. So it's very important what he's done so far, but he would not get a save if he finishes this game.
But to Andy's stats and numbers at this point of his career really don't mean that much. He loves this team, and he loves his teammates and the ball club, and he's just happy to be contributing. I think for the most part, you could say that about almost every guy in this ball club, that the numbers, it's really an unselfish team. The numbers really don't play a big part. They just like W's. They like to win together. I think that's indicated by the number of walks that some of the RBI men take. A lot of times RBI guys will swing even out of the strike zone, bouncing ball to shortstop, and the Stocker retires Blauser just with men on base, just so they'll have a chance to drive the runners in. But every one of the Phillies RBI guys, Hollins, Kruk, Dalton, they'll all take walks.
And the other thing about this team, Harry, is if they start thinking individual, they get knocked back in their place pretty fast by their teammates.
Right.
Not many of these guys have much room for guys thinking about numbers. There's a perfect example. Pete Incaviglia is hot as anybody on this club. Doesn't play tonight. Look, he's laughing, having a good time.
Yep. It's truly a fun club to be around.
Wes Chamberlain and Incaviglia have been playing against the left-handers the Phillies have seen.
2 quick strikes to Gant.
It's a big win for the Phillies tonight.
Yes, it is.
After that tough game last night. Yeah, and down 4-0 in the first inning tonight. It just shows you what kind of character they have.
No balls and 2 strikes to Gant.
Last score we heard was
kind of laughing now.
Yeah, Florida was winning or losing 14-4, and they have a long trip back tonight.
Yeah, to face the Phils tomorrow night at Joe Robbie. And they probably have to use a lot of the bullpen. Struck him out. Anderson retires all 4 that he faces. Ben Rivera notches his 10th win. What a big comeback win by the Phillies, who down the Atlanta Braves by a score of 10-4. We'll be back with the totals and a recap in just a moment.
Mike's the first guy that ever explained life insurance in a way that we could understand it.
Making things clear is the part of my job I like best.
He showed us all of the options that Nationwide has and even helped us choose.
It's training. Seminars and updates. It just never stops at Nationwide.
With life insurance, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And we know Mike.
Agents like Mike are Nationwide.
Nationwide is on your side. Do you want your car done right?
If you want your car done right, bring it to a place that puts its money where its mouth is. Bring it to Jiffy Lube, where millions of cars every year are covered by our pledge of satisfaction.
Everybody says they'll do the job right, but at Jiffy Lube, we guarantee it. One more reason, Jiffy Lube is America's favorite oil change.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
There are lots of ways to have fun at a baseball game besides the game. Now, the games. The Phillies give Colorado a Rocky Mountain Low Monday, August 23rd and Tuesday the 24th at 7:35. And Wednesday the 25th at 12:35 in a business person special. Then Cincinnati turns red Friday, August 27th at 7:35, Saturday the 28th at 7:05, and Sunday the 29th at 1:35 when kids get a baseball jacket free. Call 463-1000.
You ever eat bear?
No.
You're gonna like it. Tastes just like chicken.
What's that?
Look, if you want the taste of chicken, come to Roy Rogers, where 5 pieces of Roy's incredible fried chicken are just $3.99.
So, what do you think? Great. Tastes just like chicken.
Phillies beat the Braves 10-4, spotted them 4 runs in the first, came back to win it 10-4. For the winning Phils, 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 7 left. Atlanta 4 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, they left 8. Ben Rivera 10-6, the winner, 3-0 against his ex-mates. And the loss goes to Greg Maddux. He is 12-9. Dave Holland's a big day offensively. 2 big 2-out hits, knocked in 4 runs with him as the Phils won it 10-4. Our next telecast here on the Phillies Television Network will be tomorrow night from Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, Florida. We're on the air at 7:30 when the Phillies take on the Florida Marlins. For the first of a 3-game series, Jose De Leon gets the start against Padrap. Check your local listings for the games carried in your area. Once again, the final score, the Phillies over the Braves 10-4.